the background. Let me turn that down for a minute. Good evening for you folks that may soon begin filtering in. And how many of you folks watch the reruns? Let me know in the comments if you watch the reruns, meaning that you're not watching this live right now. Because right now nobody's in here, but you are if you're watching it if you're watching the rerun. So let me know in the comments. Help me out. Help me gauge how many folks watch when I'm not on, when we're not on live. I'm just curious. So let me know in the comments. And good evening, Ezra. Give me a minute to get this last stream up, and we should be live momentarily. Um, we're gonna talk. We're gonna obviously talk about what's going on in Iran, but I got a couple other questions I want to run by you guys as well. Um, so give me a minute here to focus on what the hell I'm doing. Are we winning in the Middle East? Is the question to be asked. There's a lot of ways to look at it. I'm sure I'm going to get folks on both sides of the answer, and we'll certainly talk about that. We generally get interesting perspective, but I also want to give you guys um, a totally different conversation. Totally different conversation. It's gonna be a MAGA related conversation, but just give me a minute here. I'm talking more. I'm talking and not typing as much as I need to be. So I want to get this live up and running. And good evening to all of you folks that are here. As you know, we were not here yesterday, and this is one of those days I can finally say, even though I took a day off, there was not a lot of news that came in. Usually I take a day or two off and a lot of shit happens when I'm not here. That didn't happen this time. After President Trump portrayed himself as Jesus, he had to, he took a day and chilled for a minute. He didn't do anything crazy all day yesterday. After that, Jesus thing backfired really, really bad. So yesterday, finally, we had a day where President Trump didn't say anything wild or outlandish. So, good evening. Somebody says, Yo, Black King, what's up? What up to you there, Tarshawn Whitehead? Good evening to you. So, we're going to talk about this from a standpoint of are we winning in Iran? Are we actually winning in the Middle East? Are we winning in Iran? But before we even get into that, I want to talk to you folks about a couple other topics that I want to run by you. And this is going to be for both MAGA and liberals alike. I want to give you, as you know, we generally have clips to play, and today is no exception. Now, I saw this on The View, so I'm gonna give it to you clear where I got it from, but you're not going to hear from anybody on The View. All you're going to hear is the clip, and the clip is coming from somebody that is a conservative, well-known conservative. So you see Whoopi's face on there, but you're not going to hear anything from her, because I know a lot of my audience does not have any love for The View, or and we try to avoid providing sources where folks are commenting on it, particularly the left-wing commentators and things like that. Look, a lot of folks do not have any respect. My beloved MAGA obviously has no respect for liberal commentators, so we try to avoid even doing that, because the first thing people are going to say, well, I don't trust it because it came from Mika Brzezinski, or it came from Chris Cuomo or somebody like that. So we try to avoid the commentary, but I do want you to hear what was said by this commentator, because I want to get your opinion on this.
The American people have to open their eyes and deal with reality and deal with truth. And the truth is, look, you may have supported President Trump for 10 years like I did, like you have, but this is not the same man. This is not the same man that we supported.
So the question is, and they went to Ilhan Omar. We're going to talk about her in a little bit, but I want to ask you folks, that's going to be our first topic. Do you believe President Trump is a changed man? Do you believe that the president we're dealing with now is different from what you believed he may have become? Or do you believe Trump is just being Trump, that he's been this guy all the time? Do you believe President Trump is a changed man, as Marjorie Taylor Greene is stating that this is not the Trump we voted for, and that he is somehow a different candidate? And I would ask right off the bat, since President Trump became our 47th commander in chief, has your opinion of him improved, gotten better, gotten worse, or is kind of exactly where you thought he is? How, in the comments, better, worse, or the same? I want to see what you just type in the comments, better, worse, or the same. Has your opinion of Trump since he became our 47th president gotten better, gotten worse, or for the most part it's the same? And that's going to obviously vary by there's some folks in there saying better. A lot of folks are saying better. Your opinion of Trump has improved. Some are suggesting it's gotten worse. Very few are saying the same. Very few of you folks are saying the same. Wow, I must got a lot of my beloved MAGA in here today. I see a lot of folks saying it's improved or gotten better. Your opinion of Trump has gotten better since he's in office. But you heard Marjorie Taylor Greene suggest that this is not the guy we voted
with
for.
Each other. And here's what they're saying now. Take a look.
The American people have to open their eyes and deal with reality and deal with truth. And the truth is, look, you may have supported President Trump for 10 years like I did, like you have, but this is not the same man. This is not the same man that we supported.
The fact that
so he's a different guy, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So we're going to talk about that, and I do want to hear from you folks. In what ways has he gotten better? Has he gotten worse? We'll talk to our callers about that. What ways have he gotten better? How has he gotten worse? By the way, tap the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Get us up to 10,000. If you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to smash that like button. It helps out the algorithm. The program will be ran the same way it's always ran. MAGA friendly. We don't block, ban, or censor anybody for their commentary. You can be critical of anybody on the program, including yours truly. And our comments go left of Mom Donnie till I'm having dinner with Q. Same program, same back channel, as they say. So we'll talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene, but you saw them skipping Ilhan Omar. Now, I know for a fact, folks on the right have zero love for Ilhan Omar completely. So I'm not even going to pose this question to folks on the right. This question is posed to folks on the left. I want you to hear this clip. Now, this was taken from MS Now, but once again, you're not going to hear any commentary coming from the folks that work at MS Now. It's just a clip. This is Ilhan Omar of Minnesota.
The thing that has been very fascinating, especially about Marjorie and Candace, is that they are not just coming out like the other ones that you'd mentioned, where they're saying this action is wrong, right? They're saying, I am done with you. I think that we should give them credit for that. The fact that they've had this wake-up call to finally seeing this con man, this corrupt, chaotic man for what he is. The fact that they understand that he never really had any principles outside of uplifting his ego. The fact that they have got...
So she's suggesting that the Democrats should embrace now you heard her mention Candace and Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is suggesting that the Democrats, because these folks have come around, you heard her suggest that Trump is a con man, and that these folks have come around and realized that. So she is suggesting that the Democrats should work with those folks. So that's going to be the second question. Should the Democrats embrace the likes of Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, folks who were not only formerly MAGA, but very much outspoken MAGA, defending Trump quite a bit? You hear Ilhan Omar. Now, Ilhan Omar was really, really attacked heavily by the right. Marjorie Taylor Greene leading the charge. So for her to be saying that the right, or better yet, the left should embrace the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene, that speaks volumes. Ilhan Omar is saying the Democrats should work or accept MTG. Wow. So do you believe that? Yes or no in the comments. Do you believe the Democrats should embrace the likes of former MAGA that has allegedly opened their eyes and are not so Trump friendly anymore? Yes or no in the comments. I don't see anybody saying yes. Wow, really? But what about, forgiveness? Easter just passed. I mean, you saw President Trump posting pictures of himself as a doctor. What about forgiveness? Everybody's saying no, huh? What if Obama did it, rap song? Wow, nobody said yes, huh? I'm really, really surprised at how unforgiving some of my liberal folks are. Anyway, so we'll go to those two things, and then of course, whether or not America is winning the Iran war. So simple show today, and I'm having issues with the damn terminal. I need to reset my damn computer because it's going really slow. But also asking that question is, are we winning the Iran war? So looking in the comments right off the bat, tap the screen, get us up to 10,000. We'll take the first caller at 10,000. We love Trump, says Christian Warrior. We're not asking whether you like him or not. We're asking are we winning in Iran? Are we winning in Iran? And should the liberals embrace MAGA? And how do you feel about President Trump as a current president? Has he changed at all, as Marjorie Taylor Greene might suggest? So be realistic. Hell no, says D Nice. Oh, and now with a name like D Nice, taking out your suckers and you don't know how I did it. How could you say hell no? What about forgiveness? This is the same guy that suggested we inject ourselves with chlorine during C-19, mind you, doctor. Well, doctors make mistakes. Nurse Nicole, love the name, but doctors make mistakes. Hence the term, it's a practice. So Dr. Trump may have made a mistake somewhat when he recommended the prescription of disinfectant to deal with the pandemic. Doctors sometimes, that's why you have to try a second remedy. That's what happens. Lysol, Dr. Jesus gets it right. He did he say Lysol? He said disinfectant, which could be Lysol. Watch out for anyone calling themselves Christian, says Freedom Fighter. Wow. Tap the screen, get us up to 10,000. Do what you do, Mr. President. We love you, bro, says Half Breed. Well, he absolutely is going to do that whether you love him or not, so he's going to take your advice. The hell with Trump, says he will be Babu. He made the United States more weaker and awful, and free P. Diddy, we need baby oil. What the fuck is up with that last part? But you're saying President Trump made the United States more weaker and awful. President Trump is suggesting that the world now respects us. As President Trump often states, we're the hottest country on the planet now. So I think he tends to disagree with you. Are we at 10,000 and take the first caller? Real quick in the comments before we get to 10,000. A lot of lazy thumbs in here. Need you folks on TikTok, tap the screen. We're going to get to our first caller. I didn't crawl from a tar pit, so Christ is still my number one. Appreciate that. I'm sure he would appreciate that. Kamala was right about everything. I got a Trump was right about everything hat around here somewhere. I don't have a Kamala was right about everything. Do they make a hat that says Kamala Harris was right about everything? I don't have those. Tim, isn't the war over yet? No, it's not. No, it's not. We're dealing with a temporary ceasefire. So I want to ask you folks, who are we winning the war? Now I want to say something real quick while you guys are tapping the screen, getting us up to 10,000. It's going to depend on how you judge what victory is. If you're judging a war on who made more things go boom in the territory of their enemy, who took more lives from the enemy, America's way the hell out front. But keep in mind, we also made a hell of a lot of things go boom in Iraq. Remember shock and awe? We made a lot of Iraqis 6 feet under. Do we look back at the Iraq war as a huge victory for the United States? So just making things go boom and killing people is not always a measure of victory. So we'll talk about it. Let me go straight to the box. We'll start the program off with the one and only Mike, the boss. Good evening, Mike. Welcome to the program. Let me ask you flat out, if I can get the volume working right here. Do you think we're winning?
No, we're not winning. What up, Timothy? The handsome liberal?
Something like that. Something like that.
Today's Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, on a Wednesday. Tap the screenshot of live. Get Tim up to 25, 30K before I get up out of here.
I like
please.
that. I like that. And
Y'all-
share the
y'all
live as
want
a
me up here, get him to 30K. I'll bounce out of here. I'll give
Okay.
you some space. No, I don't think we're winning. And the reason we're not winning is because our goals, Trump's goals haven't been met because you can't meet your objective when your objective keeps changing.
So what do you?
Right.
So based on right now as we stand, what do you believe our current objectives in Iran? What do you think our current objectives are?
Well, the current objective, right? The current objective, as we sit here right now, is a cease deal. That's our current objective.
It's a what?
It's a cease deal. It's a deal. They want to get a deal together to end the war. That's the current objective right now. Right?
But what?
Now,
Go
that's
ahead.
not where we started. That's not.
No,
where
it's
we
not.
started.
It's not where we started.
Right.
Because he's taking regime change off the table. That's one of the big things that were on there.
Well, it was regime change, but that wasn't the first thing. The first thing was nuclear weapons. They were 7 days away, then 3 days away. Then regime change, and then we wanted to hand in regime change, and then we don't want to hand in regime change, and then we want the straight open, but then we don't want straight open, and we tell our allies to open it yourselves because we don't need it for anything, and then we tell them to open the dam before we obliterate the whole thing. Then we go over and use diplomacy after that to come up with a 14-day ceasefire until we work out a deal. And while we're doing that, the U.S. does exactly what they're asking Iran not to do, which was do a blockade in the Strait, and we're sitting here right now. So I'm saying,
And while you're mentioning all that, you didn't say shit about the protesters we were allegedly going to save.
oh, and then the protesters that we said we were trying to liberate Iran, but we sent them weapons. Did you hear that? You know that, right?
We gave the protesters weapons.
We tried to send this is out of Donald Trump's mouth. I'll pull the clip up. Donald Trump said we tried to send the protesters weapons, but the source we sent them, this is him now, not me.
I haven't heard this. Keep going.
Beautiful weapons so much they kept them. They loved the beautiful weapons so much they kept them. And so he's angry about that. They were trying to arm the protest. You never heard that?
So we tried to arm the protesters, and they loved the beautiful weapons so much they kept them, but they didn't use them.
Whoever they sent the weapons to get them out to the protesters, they kept them. You didn't hear him
No,
say
I
that?
did not hear that. I didn't hear that.
So listen.
That's almost as bad as him saying he's a doctor.
Yeah, well, it is. But here's the thing about it, for all you Trump supporters. He tried to arm protesters. This is the same administration and the same people that said Alex Preddy shouldn't have had a legal firearm at a protest. This man is sending weapons to another nation to arm the protesters against that regime.
Yeah, but that's different, Mike. You're talking about civil versus international. Yeah, because in America,
Tim,
I'm listening.
go ahead. No,
In America, you don't want civil unrest. In Iran, the goal was to get them to fight against their leadership. So we wanted civil unrest in Iran. We don't want that in America.
Again, it's coming from the same messenger. It's the same
Yeah,
guy.
I don't know if I buy
United
that.
States.
I gotta side with the Trump
Wait a
side
minute,
on that.
Wait a minute. Donald Trump is trying to arm protesters.
I get your comparison. I understand it exactly. I totally understand it.
I don't give a fuck what they're protesting. The idea that the president of the United States would send weapons to protesters in another country, don't you think that he might be trying to arm his supporters here? You guys got to think beyond. You got to think beyond the message. Why would he not? If he's willing to do that over there, why would he not arm his people here?
Yeah, I absolutely. I think you got a guest. Before I bring the guest up, Jeremy, I absolutely believe he may do that. When they started talking about allowing the U.S. military to bring their personal weapons and all of that, I think that's the start of that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. All I'm saying is the messenger matters. His messaging on that thing you should pay attention to that thing because it can mean the same thing over here. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
I don't deny that, but when it comes to arming protesters, that ain't something I would just focus on Trump or his own agenda. That's something we've done with many administrations. We've armed opposition in many countries. Jeremy, good evening.
Hey, how you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good. Is Mike getting something wrong in your opinion?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Protesters are great to keep civil and calm when they're in countries that actually have functioning democracies. Iran is a theocracy. You should know that. It has no one there has the ability to actually voice their opinion in a civil way against the government. They lock people up. The Ayatollah himself was very proud to admit that female protesters were raped on the orders of some of the IRGC.
Mike,
what's the definition of a protester?
Why does that fucking matter? That's so
because wait a minute. What the fuck do you mean? You came up here to say I'm wrong?
You already know what a protester is.
What's the definition of a protester? Is it different? Is it different in different regions of the world, or is a protester a protester?
It doesn't have to be different. That's not the point.
My point was you came up here to say I'm wrong about my point. My point was our president is arming protesters. You can put them anywhere in the world you want. He is willing to send pew-pews to protesters against another regime. At the same time, in our country, when Alex Preddy was unalive, what did you son of a bitches say about that? That he shouldn't have had.
I didn't say anything about Preddy.
We're not talking about you directly. Well, he's not talking about you directly, Jeremy. You know what he's saying, though. Yeah. They said it's wrong to bring a gun to a protest.
It's wrong to bring a pew-pew to a protest. So why would you, and he said that, why would you take that stance here and arm another country there?
I would arm, because of circumstances are not the same. The principle only applies in countries where you actually have the ability to voice and vote for your leaders. They don't have that over there.
Again, I'm going to ask you what the definition of a protester is. I didn't say it, Jeremy. He said it. Have you seen the video, Jeremy?
Of him criticizing Preddy?
No, of Donald Trump saying they attempted to send protesters over to Iran, but the people they sent them to kept them.
You mean the weapons? Yeah. No, I didn't see the video, but I don't doubt that you're selling the truth there. That's not my point.
I don't doubt it either. That sounds like Trump. That actually sounds like something Trump would say.
Yeah, that sounds like something Trump would say. I'm not saying he didn't say that. What I'm saying is you can't treat them the same. And in fact, my position was he should have absolutely armed the people and not gone directly ahead and attacked Iran with American troops. I think the Iranian people should have overthrown their own governments.
So why would you be upset if Donald Trump was willing to arm them? Why is he pushing back that China wants to arm the Iran regime?
Wait, sorry, say it. What?
If he's willing to arm the protesters, why is he upset if China or Russia is providing Iran weapons?
Because they're providing the Iranian government. That's correct, right? That's what they're arming, right?
Yes.
Because the Iranian government is not, because that's arming the wrong people. That's basically
that's your position, Jeremy. That's your position. Listen,
yes, it is.
Here's the problem with this entire.
Do you agree with the theocracy of Iran?
No, I don't. But what I'm telling you, but I also don't agree with the Trump administration's ideology either. You understand what I'm saying? So if I don't agree with them and they don't agree with me, and Donald Trump is doing what he believes in the best interest for his ideology, and so was Iran. I don't have to agree, but I'm saying if you're mad because another entity is supporting their ideology while you're trying to support your ideology, the hypocrisy is just too steep to try to walk away from.
It's not hypocritical if my reason and for supporting an A versus B is legitimate and the other one is not.
I mean, let me interject
That's
it.
your opinion.
Let me interject and say this. And I understand the point you're making, Mike, although I tend to be leaning towards what Jeremy is saying. For the simple fact is, for decades, America has had the mindset of our shit don't stink. So what you're saying is right. If you're against arming protesters, you should be against arming protesters anywhere in the world. But America has the mindset of we can do it, but it's wrong when you do it. So that's what's happening. That's what is at
But
play.
that's not my principle.
No, not you. That's not your. That's the American principle. That's how America thinks. Is that when we do something, it's not like, for instance, we're calling when Iran is fighting against American soldiers or American military on its own home turf, and we're calling them terrorists. How the hell could you be a terrorist if the enemy is hitting you in your own damn country? Now, if we had somebody hitting us here, we would never call our GIs terrorists. We just have this mindset of it's right when we do it, it's wrong when you do it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
And that's what I'm saying, Tim. You just said what I'm saying. I'm saying we're okay with arming protesters that we agree with.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what it is. It's a case of our shit don't stink. I understand your point, Mike. Mike, you're just simply saying be fucking consistent. You either are okay with protesters being armed, because the same thing how they said about Alex Preddy, their mindset on Kyle Rittenhouse was totally different. So it's just a point of we believe it's okay when we do it. It's wrong when you do it.
Peretti and Rittenhouse are totally different animals.
I heard Judge. No, I heard
absolutely 110%.
They're only different. Okay, you can say that, but they're only different because Donald Trump said they're different.
I want to hear why he says they're different. Why is Alex Preddy and Kyle Rittenhouse different, Jeremy?
The reason why they're different. Oh wait, is that someone asking?
I don't normally do 3 at a time. Let me know in the comments. Multiple choice. Are you trying to come up? I guess we'll honor it. I've never had 3 people, but why are they different, Jeremy? Why we're waiting for multiple choice?
Well, Peretti was wrong, and that was not right for him to be executed because that was wrong. Rittenhouse was clearly a story of self-defense against people.
And then what we're talking about, we're not talking about I agree that Kyle Rittenhouse committed an act of self-defense. We're talking about bringing a gun to a protest. Kyle Rittenhouse brought a gun to a protest. That's what they're saying. That's what Judge Jeanine Pirro, that's what Christy Nome, they all said it's wrong to bring a gun to a protest.
Okay, well then I misunderstood what your criticism was, because I don't care that Peretti had a gun. I don't care about that at all. That's one of the reasons why I moved away from MAGA. What?
But Jeremy, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you, and that's cool. You had your reasons for breaking away. I'm talking about the message from the president in the Trump administration. I'm talking about his supporters. When that happened, when Alex Preddy happened, Christy Nome split her ass.
3 minutes, Jeremy.
Said,
all right.
He shouldn't have had his pew there. They demonized that man immediately. And all I'm telling you, in the same breath, while they're doing that, this is being said. I'm going to play this, Tim.
Protest, if they go out in the streets, they will be immediately shot. They don't have guns. We sent some guns, but the group that was supposed to give, which I said would happen to my people, I said it, I called it exactly. We sent guns, a lot of guns. They were supposed to go to the people so they could fight back against these thugs. You know what happened? The people that they sent them to kept them because they said, what a beautiful gun, I think I'll keep it. So I'm very upset with a certain group of people, and they're going to pay a big price for that. But the Iranian people will fight back as soon as they know they're not going to be shot and as soon as they can get weapons. If they had weapons, not many of them, if they had weapons that would go the other way, and you know what would happen? Iran would give up in 2 seconds because they wouldn't be able to take it. But in Iran, they have absolutely no weaponry, and they've been told point blank, if you come out in the streets, you will be killed. As of this morning, and we have this on pretty good information, 45,000 protesters have been killed. Pretty bad.
I don't know why on earth.
He never has evidence.
I don't know why on earth.
All I'm saying.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying, Tim, is if he can stand up in front of the American people and say that while ICE is simultaneously breaking laws, kicking in people's doors, arresting people that have zero criminal records, and then the right is upset that people are protesting? I mean, the right is upset that American people are protesting, and you want to send them weapons? Come on, you guys.
All right, Jeremy, I'll give you your chance to rebut with the last word, then we'll go to multiple choice. Jeremy, go ahead.
Now, my big issue with people saying that protesting ICE is that they're protesting the entire concept of ICE a lot of times. Not everyone, and okay, if it don't apply, let it fly, like you said earlier. But a lot of people will just want an ICE abolished altogether, which basically means they just want nobody to be able to enforce immigration law. And the problem with protesting ICE versus protesting the IRGC is you can actually do that in the United States. Now, you should actually have like a civil way of protesting, but you can't do that in Iran. Iran does not have any kind of system that allows for people to have their voice heard. So the only way to actually deal with the IRGC and the Ayatollah is to be violence, because they have no other mechanism.
All right,
how
Jeremy.
how do you prevent yourself from being? How do you present? Are you going to let it down?
I'm gonna let him down because now you got to deal with multiple choice. But go ahead, finish your point towards Jeremy. Then I'll go to multiple choice and see what he has a problem with.
So how do you prevent your country from becoming a dictatorship? You start pushing back before you get there, and that's what the King's Day and that's what the King's protests are about, and that's why people are pushing back on ICE. People weren't out in the street like this before because the messaging was different. The messaging to ICE was to go out now. Their message now is to do whatever you have to do. President Trump doesn't care about them paying the penalty. We haven't heard one word from the two ICE agents that unalived both those people. Not one word.
Well, I think they already determined that the one that took Renee Nicole Good didn't do anything wrong. But you're right, because they took over the investigation and they blocked everybody else from participating. So you got to wait till the folks who already have called them domestic terrorists conclude their investigation. They kind of revealed their hand ahead of time. But before we begin with multiple choice, I do want to address a super chat by Evil B by Boo. He says these are incompetent, stupid. That's an incompetent, stupid president that's always saying completely off the wall, crazy crap as usual. And in regards to that clip you just played about the beautiful guns and all of this shit, I never could understand how they could see all of the senile activity in Biden, and this guy is portraying himself as Jesus and popes and shit, and they just, that was a joke this time. I don't understand. The man does say some off the wall shit. Multiple choice. What did you hear that was wrong?
Yes, sir. So I heard a comparison on how giving guns to protesters when it's right and wrong, and it's right that we do it and it's not right that they do it or whatever, that I guess China's given guns or weapons over to Iran. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So I'm assuming you're a Democrat, right?
I lean left politically, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you agree that Nazis are wrong and what they did to the Jews was wrong too?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Back in the day, if it was up to you, you were the decision maker and you could give the Jews guns back in the day to fight back against the Nazis, would you have done it?
Yes. Let me interrupt. I know you're going. Let me interrupt you and just say, hold on, hang on. I'll give you time. I won't cut your time. But I think the problem is there should be a difference between maybe protesters and freedom fighters. I don't know. I think there should be a different term when somebody's fighting for their life versus protesting against, a mask mandate or something like that. Because it depends on what you're protesting against. They surrounded the Michigan Capitol building, the right did, because they didn't want the mask mandates. Now, I don't put them in the same category as somebody as Jews protesting against the Third Reich. So I think there should be a different level. But go ahead.
You got to go back this way and take a right, sir. The gate's right there on the right.
Sir, they got that gate blocked off.
No, they don't.
Okay, he's playing traffic cop. I'll give him a second.
I'll call. I'll find out. They'll have to scan you over there.
Okay.
Sorry, sir, I'm at work right now.
Okay, you want to come back?
Go ahead and speak a little bit, and I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, Mike, do you get what I'm saying? That there's levels of what you're protesting for?
I do, and I don't disagree. And all I'm saying is this, and I don't disagree that the people listen. I don't know if there's one way to fight against oppression and dictatorship. I don't think there's one way to do it. But I also think that the source of the assistance matters. I think that the rhetoric. I mean, if you're going to take that stance as the United States, you should be the pillar of showing that example here on U.S. soil. Yeah. You should be the pillar of showing why that matters here. If you can't, you're not even doing it here. The reality is he's trying to become the very thing that he's fighting against right now. Tim, that's the hypocrisy. If Trump had it his way, because think about it, anything or anybody that he does not agree with is over there. Everybody. He does it every single time. So if we want to act like, and the reason I wanted to play that video, because I'm surprised, and the reason people aren't seeing it, because it's not out there on mainstream.
Right.
But if you're willing to arm another country, I don't believe that you're not willing to arm all your J6 supporters and all these other groups and all these other far right groups that are supporting you. Not in a fucking heartbeat, Tim.
I gotta disagree with you because, like I stated, a lot of the things you're complaining about, Trump is not the first president to do it. We have armed the Contras. We've armed other groups to do this kind of shit in the past before Trump came along. And the presidents that done that did not arm citizens in this country in the same manner.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we haven't done it, and we haven't done it for reasons whether I agree with it or not. I'm talking about this particular administration and the way they're moving, the way they're trying to take us into this fascist regime. They're trying to get us to where Hungary was. So let me give you a perfect example. When they thought that Viktor Orban might lose, they sent J.D. Vance over there, right?
Yeah.
There was an overwhelming loss over there.
You said what? There was overwhelming.
He lost overwhelmingly over there. Yeah. The people spoke, right? And so what I'm saying to you is, but this president is trying to create a fascist, far-right nation. That's what they're trying to do. If you want to push back on anything, you have to start there. If you can't come to that realization, then the rest of the stuff that we're talking about and we debate or have discussions about doesn't matter, Tim.
Yeah, but the belief is, Mike, the belief is that the voters, now he's completely wrong on this in my opinion, but hang on a second, multiple choice, but the belief is that most Americans want a far-right nation. That's what they believe.
But I know that's what they believe, and so did Hungary, and so did Russia, and so did all these other dictators. I mean, that's all I'm saying, Tim. It's like, listen, fuck what they believe in terms of it does it represent all of America. But you do have to pay attention to what they believe as an ideology and what they're willing to do to get.
But what's the difference between that and Kamala Harris? You know, I'll go to multiple choice after this, but you do understand that the right believes that the Democrats wanted a far left nation. So you're complaining about what they're doing when they believe we were trying to do the same damn thing.
What does a fascist movement do? They have to extend their opposition to the far extreme on the other hand. That's one of the tenets. I don't care what they think about what the other side says, as much as I know what they plan to do if they get the power that they want. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, fair.
I mean, in that aspect, you can say both sides do that.
No, I can't. You told me the last time.
Explain. Multiple choice. Explain. What do you mean when you say both sides? Give me some left wing examples. I kind of know where you might go, but I want you to orate it.
Well, I mean, you can see it. I don't even have to go so far as like a bunch of examples. I can just give you a few. It's what they do to Donald Trump all the time. You know, they call him a fascist. They call him a Nazi. And not outright with.
That's a bad one. I gotta push back and say that's a bad one because every president gets heavy. I mean, they were calling Obama a communist and saying he hate the communist. Every president, Trump is not getting any more criticism than anybody else. The only reason it seems like that is because he's constantly getting in fights. Every president gets hammered like that.
What I want you to do, multiple, if when you say that, I need you to support it with some facts, with some strategies that the left had, with an agenda that the left put together, that you can say is on par with the Trump administration's Project 2025 and their movement toward fascism. If that's your position.
No, all right, sorry, I got a little busy there for a second. So I'm kind of in and out a little bit here. I'm not catching your guys' points, but I just want to go back to mine. Like I'm going back to the Donald Trump thing. You said it was a bad example. That was the last thing I heard, but
yeah, my
really
point is my point to you. The reason I said this. Go ahead. You working? Go ahead.
So the reason it's not a bad example is because they villainize this guy for doing this, that, or the third, or whatever. But if you actually dig into the things that he's accused of and all this stuff, like you can have all your emotional feelings about it. You can be pissed off about him all you want. Like I don't agree with everything he does either, but I do like the guy. I do think he's a great president for our country.
I don't see any problem with liking him.
But hold on. So what the left does is they say he's a Nazi, they say he's a fascist.
You said if we dig into
hires,
okay, yes.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. All right, so they paint him out as this villain, right? Somebody to hate, a villain for everybody on the left to hate, liberals, whatever. So he's the ultimate villain. He's the final boss for you guys. Whereas the right does the same thing with like your commentators like Dean Withers and Parker and what's his name? I forget his name. Pac-Man. That's another one. And then you have like the girls on The View and stuff. Like these are ultimate villains that the right paints out for the left. So that goes back to my original point saying the left and the right do it. They all have a final boss.
Okay, so perfect.
Okay.
So but you said that, but you brought nothing to support that. Like when you said the left.
Look at any channel. Look at any media.
Hold on,
oh, that's my proof.
You wanted me to let you. I know, but what I'm saying is that's not facts. When you said that the left calls him a fascist. Can I finish, sir? Can I finish, sir? You asked me to let you finish, and I did. So if you could let me finish.
The body scanner reveals the brutal truth about your body that your regular.
Calling them a fascist. I don't know if that's his background. No,
there it is. Go ahead. My computer's resetting. Go ahead.
Yeah. When you say the left, when you said the left is calling them a fascist, he checks off all 14 tenets of fascism. Every one of them. When you say that the left says these things about Donald Trump, they're not making them up. They're just acknowledging his actions and behavior. That's the difference. The difference is everything that I have ever said, I can point to with facts. And 90% of the time, they're facts or words directly from him. So this is not something that is just being thrown into the ether. What happens is when you move if I don't move and you move further right, I may appear to be further left, but I haven't moved at all. The bottom line is this Trump administration has been moving towards this white Christian national ideology and white supremacist ideology since he came down the escalator. That's the truth.
Okay, I want to add something.
Documented.
Okay, I want to add something to you, towards you, multiple choice. When you're talking about they've been villainizing Trump and things like that, and you said you like him. Look, there's nothing wrong with liking Trump. He promised a lot of good shit, so there's a lot of legitimate reasons to vote for him. Whether or not you think he delivered, that's another argument. But what I find concerning is pointing out that the guy is getting villainized when he came down the golden escalator after about a year of saying the president before him was born in Kenya. Did you not see any villainization going on there? What he was doing to Obama before he even became a politician? Multiple choice?
Yeah.
Are you there?
I don't know. He's been the galaxy for nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move on from him. He's a little too busy.
Yeah.
I'll drop him. All right, Mike, I'll give you the last word. Yeah, he's too busy. I don't mind him getting his point across, but he's really busy at work. I'll give you the last word. I got to move on.
Yeah. So all I'm saying, everyone can look at these different things in their own individual silos. I just don't do that. I look at his actions, and everything he typically does is a prelude to the next thing. And he hasn't earned the benefit of the doubt, Tim. He hasn't earned for me to dismiss the fact that what's to say he's not arming these far-right groups? What's to say that he's not arming them? He let them out of prison. They all support him. What's to say that he's not?
I'll say this. I truly believe that if President Trump was arming far-right groups, somebody's wife or somebody would tell you would hear rumors of that. I don't believe he's doing that. I'm not saying he's not capable of it. We can have a debate on that. But I think if that was happening, I think somebody would leak somewhere.
Well, let me ask you this, and I know you're about to let me go. He's talking about building this ballroom, and under the ballroom, this secure bunker.
Yeah, I've heard about
and
that.
It's going to be able to support how many people? How much security is going to be underneath there?
I do believe he's trying to make Washington into some type of armed town. I think what you got to look into, though, or you got to take into consideration, the man is 80 years old. So even if he succeeds, he's not going to be around that long. You got to depend on J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio or somebody to be like him. And I don't think they're quite at his. I don't think they're like him. I don't think Marco Rubio, if he was president, I don't think like the cruelty aspect, the far right agenda. I don't see Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance being that far. And I know J.D. Vance, Heritage Foundation. I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
Don't fool yourself, Tim. And I'm going to tell you this. You keep saying he's 80 or whatever. It ain't about how old he is. It's how old he thinks he is and how old he thinks he's going to be around. The motherfucker thinks he's Jesus. So let's just leave it there. I mean,
I can't argue with that. He absolutely does think that.
Not only does he think he's Jesus, because he posted another picture today with Jesus around his you didn't see that, Tim?
I've been working all day.
What are y'all doing?
I've been working all day, man.
This is what I did want to share with you real quick before you drop me. Have you seen this? Let me turn my camera back on. Have you seen
Hurry up.
this?
I got less than a minute. Hurry up.
Have you seen that? It's called leavingmaga.org.
Wait. What is this?
Leavingmaga.org.
No, what is this?
It's a movement, Tim.
Oh.
It's called leavingmaga.org.
So this is like the alleged Democrat walkaway movement. They want to walk away from the Democrat plantation and vote red.
Yeah, this is a website out there with these people. Some of these people, you should know their faces. They're on here.
Wow.
Some of these people are very familiar. Oh, there's updates today. Yeah, there's different people on here. This guy, the founder, he has a TikTok page called Leaving MAGA right now. You can go in there and check it out.
I haven't heard of that. I gotta go, but I have not heard. I certainly want to look into it. I haven't heard of that. Wow. LeavingMAGA.org.
Go ahead.
All right, Mike.
Check it out, sir.
Appreciate it. I did want to talk to the guest I had. Can't remember the name, but he was busy at work. So we'll continue on though. But looking in the comments, Stephen A. and Marco Rubio are the only adult in the room. Stephen A. Smith, to me, Stephen A. Smith amounts to if he becomes a politician, he would be a politician without a party. He said too many positive things about Trump to get any serious support from the Democrats. And he said a lot of negative things about Trump, so he won't get any serious support from the Republicans. So I don't see Stephen A. Smith going very far at the national level. Now, I suppose if he ran, for Congress or something, depending on the district, he may have a shot there. But anything above that, he's probably a candidate without a party. I mean, you got to pick a side in something like that. And he got in the game still speaking favorably of Trump. And certainly when it comes to, let's say, the minority community, it was way too late to be doing that. It wasn't like he came in the game supporting Trump in 2016, 2017. He was doing it in 2025 and 2026. You're not going to have a lot of Democrats that are going to be like, okay, I understand. Trump was well established by then. So I think Stephen A. is done when it comes to the Democrats. And I think, look, skin color does matter when it comes to the right. I just don't think he would go that far on the right. I just don't. You see what happened to Tim Scott. Tim Scott has been, for the most part, a perfect politician for the right. Where is he at? Didn't even get a seat on Trump's administration at all. He's been far less critical of Trump than Stephen A. Smith, and they didn't even show him any love. So I don't think Stephen A. Smith has any future at the national level, but that's my opinion. Anyway, let me go back to the box, tap the screen, and get the lights on up to 40,000. He was even on Hannity. Yeah, he's been on Hannity and Fox a lot. Stephen A. Smith has been on Hannity and Fox a lot. Now that he just recently said Trump is a pathological liar, he said that last night on Chris Cuomo's program in regards to I thought I was a doctor and there's a red cross. He referred to Trump as a pathological liar. So you probably won't see a lot of Stephen A. Smith on Hannity going forward. because he did say that. And the comment section is MAGA eating him alive. So his time on Hannity is probably over with. But looking in the comments, they haven't even allowed Tim Scott in the White House since the election. Damn. Okay, well, what about Byron Donalds? Shout out to Byron Donalds, Herschel Walker. There's got to be one of these brothers out here, don't it? It's got to be at least one of them. Do you know what happened under the reign of Constantine? The only fully intact Bible is in Ethiopia. Constantine, under the guise of protecting his mother from execution back. Oh, we're not going to get too deep into Christianity today like we did on the other show, but I do have a problem with that, which is what I mentioned earlier, is the fact that we now know the Bible is incomplete. They literally use racism when it comes to the Bible and wrote out the black part. God. Anyway, let me go back to the box. This is 9 years after he got the info from his first term. Yeah, like I said, Stephen A. got in it way too late to be still speaking positively of Trump for anybody on the left. No nuggets allowed in Trump's White House. No nuggets? What is a nugget, Derek fan? Says no nuggets allowed in Donald Trump's White House. What is a nugget? Let me go back to the box. Tap the screen and get the lights on up. We'll go to M-Dub. Good evening, M-Dub. Welcome to the program. So this is why we're at war, to overthrow the government that's doing what the government wants to do. Huh? I don't get that one, OG Kush on Substack. Dub, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Tim. Man, look here. I've been waiting to talk to you since the last time you were on anyways, but thanks for bringing me up.
Anytime. Am I fucking up? Correct me. What am I getting wrong?
No. I just couldn't get in, man. You know, your request line was very busy. And then between that and my phone acting up and all that stuff, I couldn't make it work out. But
all right, well, we got plenty of time today. So, all right. So
let me backtrack a little bit. Your picture of the Trump coming down with the, depiction of him being the Messiah or whatever, the Jesus. That's, I don't know if you have kids or not, but you know how you see, you have kids and they draw these stick figures, right? Okay. And to the kid, it may look innocent, but some psychologists will come and look at it and say, you know what, your child is showing signs of aggression. Okay. In other words, they're able to read more into that drawing and guess what, a good educated guess what may be on the child's mind. I'm surprised that when you had that picture up, that nobody called out the obvious, because Trump put that picture up. That's how he sees, or that's how he wants the U.S. Can't believe nobody called out what was so unique about that picture. It was all white people in it.
I did see folks. Yeah, I saw folks talking about that. Yeah, the picture is 100%.
I was probably one of them. It's all white, man. That's how he sees his universe. Yeah,
but the problem. Wait. The problem is, unless he pulls Adolf Hitler, there's no way to get America to be all white.
No, but that doesn't mean he can't want it that way. Yeah. And you just talked about how not diverse the White House is, the cabinet, all the people that kiss his butt, trying to get in there and stuff. And then, the few blacks that he does have, Herschel Walker and that housing secretary, whoever that dude is just one or two cuts above Herschel, man. They're ridiculous. So they put us in there just like, we don't know anything, man.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that just to squelch the alleged rumors that he's racist or intolerant, I'm surprised he didn't put a few token Hispanics or blacks. I mean, it really is an all-white administration. You couldn't find anybody just to appease the anti-Charlie Kirk people. Just put somebody in there with a little skin color to him. He didn't put nobody.
Nah, he's letting you know this is he knows this might be his last crack at the bat. So he's going to do it the way he wants to do it. So, that's how he's doing it. But I will say this, Tim. I do believe, and I think you all were speaking on it earlier, and hats off to your guy. I think his name was Michael. I thought he did a real good job of, explaining that position. I think the U.S. would have been trying to get at Iran regardless who was in that seat. I just think that's something that the U.S. has.
So then I'm gonna ask you.
They're always
I had another guest say this. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked that guest. So do you believe if we had President Joe Biden or President Kamala Harris, you believe we would still be at war with Iran right now?
Absolutely. She actually said it. If you go back and pull some of her clips on what they said about, they were going to do it. And I think people don't realize Democrats are just as much warmongers, if not more. I think the tide just recently changed, in my opinion.
Give me some conflicts that the Democrats are responsible for in recent memory.
The most recent one is the Ukraine war. Ukraine, Russia.
Russia attacked the Ukraine, and you're blaming. How are the Democrats responsible for that?
Because they're sitting right up there. Trust me, it's not what you see on the paper. It's about the U.S. kind of getting in and overthrowing some of these governments and upsetting that stuff and letting that stuff happen. They go to war just as much as these Republicans.
So what would be the intended goal of the Russian-Ukraine war for the Democrats? Why would they want that to happen?
You that much I haven't. I got to keep reading to learn and connect the dots. But when you look at the fact that if you go back and look at Ukrainian history, where they had a democratically elected president that they elected themselves, put in there themselves, then all of a sudden he got overthrown. Was it the Maidan coup or something like that?
Yeah, but
it gets overthrown, and then all of a sudden now you got this going in, this guy that can't handle himself. I'm telling you, I think all of that stuff was staged, man. I really do. I don't think that Ukraine, and then the other reason I say that they did it, that I think America is complicit, is because Putin kept telling them not to move closer to his territory. But what did they do? They did it anyway. And now we're going to turn the ruble into rubble. None of that stuff ever happened.
I mean, I could see America was trying to weaken Russia by acquiring as many members in NATO as possible. And I believe that Russia attacked Ukraine for the reasons you're saying is we don't want NATO next door to us. But I just don't understand how you're blaming the Democrats for that, though. I think other than Trump, other than President Trump, who is no fan of NATO, I think George W. Bush or Ronald Reagan or any of them would have favored letting Ukraine become part of NATO too. We want to expand NATO.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I think it's more like a U.S. imperialism thing, man. I think once you get up on the geopolitical stage, I think it's two wings on the same bird. I think they were going to do it anyway.
I don't know, because I heard that I have a hard time believing Kamala Harris would have started a war with Iran. That was hard to swallow.
I saw a video earlier today, man. Because number one, Iran is always going to get demonized, like your last caller called in and said, well, they're a theocracy. Man, look, that's how they run their area. That's how they run their country. I don't have a problem with it. Do I want to go live up under that? No, I do not. And but that's them. But the thing about it is the U.S. is always going to come in. And really, I don't think it's about them being a theocracy. I don't think it's about them killing 40-something thousand protesters, although that number continuously changes. It is about the same thing that it was about with Venezuela.
So do you believe that we're wrongfully picking on Iran?
Absolutely. How many times has Iran attacked another country?
Well, they're allegedly a sponsor of terror. So they sponsor Hamas for what they did on October 6th in Israel. They sponsor the Houthis. They sponsor Hezbollah. I mean, they sponsor folks who do stuff.
Right. But I think that's how we look at it. That they those people. You ever wonder why they call them resistance fighters?
Wait, say that again.
You ever wonder why they call them resistance fighters? Right.
Depends on who you ask. Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody ever asked the question, what are they resisting?
That's a great point.
They're resisting imperialism, man. And if you look at the history on the Muslim states, Kuwait, they got, U.S. got Kuwait, got Iraq, right? You got Syria, you got Saudi Arabia, you got Qatar, you got all those other Muslim states. What are they resisting? They're resisting U.S. imperialism.
I actually I haven't agreed with much that you said so far, but I do agree with that. I mean, because you hear us constantly suggesting that they're yelling death to America. Why aren't they yelling death to Canada, death to the UK, death to France, death to Australia? Why are they only yelling death to America? That's a good point. It's because we're the only ones messing with them.
If you were trying to wipe me out, you live next door to me, I'd be yelling death to you too. Okay,
but do you think they would be a danger if they became a nuclear power?
I think that they would be off limits. I think that they would get treated the same as
North Korea.
Absolutely.
But do you agree with what Trump said, that if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it on us by now?
No, I don't agree with that, because I think it would have done just as much harm to them, or to everybody else, as it would have done to them. I don't agree with that. I don't believe it. And I believe that if they did have a nuclear weapon, I don't think anyone should have it, but if they did have one, there's no way in the world that the U.S. would be moving like this. They would be moving with much more diplomacy and tact.
Travelman. Oh, wow, that's cool. So let me, thank you, Travelman. Debo in the comments wants me to ask you, do you think Hillary Clinton is still alive? What kind of question is that? She's still with us, right?
Hey, we do. Yeah, we definitely would have been fighting if Clinton was there, man.
Okay.
So, but no, I just think that nobody ever asked the question, what are they resisting? And when you look at this stuff on a map, and you look at the countries, the Muslim countries around Iran that have basically been colonized, they're the last ones. And they're resisting that. That's it. So to me, everyday media is not going to go there with it.
Yeah, I originally thought this call was going to be me totally disagreeing with you, but I've said the same thing. I do believe that the only danger Iran poses to America is they don't want to be ruled by us. They don't want to be under our thumb. I actually agree with that. I think my caller dropped or something. All right, we're moving on. He's kind of going in and out. Looking in the comments here, somebody says Oman. Tap the screen, get us on up to 50,000 if you will. We don't block banner censor here. It's uncensored dialogue. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube. If you happen to be watching us on Instagram, TikTok, or Substack, follow the program. Watching on YouTube, give us a sub. We're here most weekdays. So give your boy a sub if you're watching on YouTube. Israel needs to share the region. That's the problem. Yeah, but I don't think it's just Israel sharing the region as well. I mean, I think that the region doesn't want Israel there, period. They put Israel probably in the most contested spot they could have put it. I don't think it'll ever be peaceful for Israel as long as they're in that part of the world, because there's too much religion at play. And it doesn't help that the United States is constantly getting involved in it. But I will say this. If the United States had not been backing Israel, whether protecting them, being side by side in most of their conflicts, giving them weapons for free, as some would say, if it wasn't for the United States, I don't think Israel would be around right now. I think that country would have been gone, because there's too many folks in that region that don't like them. They would be dealing with their neighbor to the south, Egypt, their neighbor to the north, Syria. I don't believe the Iraqis are fans of them. We know the Iranians are not. We know the folks in Yemen are not fans of them. I mean, you got too many enemies in this region. If it was not for the United States giving them superior technology and assistance, there would not be an Israel. There would not be an Israel. I think they would. The minute they lose us as a, I don't want to say a blind ally, but we support Israel to a fault, to the point where, because everybody, I think, tends to believe now that Trump is following Netanyahu into this. So if we don't follow them like that, I think Israel will be in a lot of trouble. But anyway, looking in the comments, everybody's always saying Iran sponsors terror, but America sponsors Israel. What say you, Tamar? That's a great point. This goes back to my original statement. Our shit don't stink. America often points out entities that we call terrorists. We do the same stuff to other countries. We just come up with other reasons why it's justified. But fact is, what we are doing is implementing acts of terror. We are probably the world's biggest terrorists, in my opinion. I know that's not going to be a popular opinion to say that, but like Greenland, for instance, when you got the people of Greenland scared and shit that you're going to take over their country, that's terrorism. That's fucking terrorism. The people of Greenland didn't do anything to us. The people of Cuba are now frightened that we're going to be taking their country over next. That's terrorism. So, yeah, I absolutely do tend to think that we just have the mindset that our shit don't stink. And when we do it, it's justified. When they do it, it's wrong. We're literally calling folks in their own countries fighting against an invasion terrorists. We call the folks in Iraq insurgents and terrorists. They're at home. How the fuck they gonna be a terrorist? They're at home. You're attacking them in their own house. Same thing in Iran. They're calling the Iranians terrorists. They're at home. they're actually defenders of their own nation. That's not a terrorist. They're not blowing up some kind of marathon or something over here. They're at home fighting to defend their country. And we're calling them terrorists. So we do have a mindset of our shit don't stink. But going back to the box, I want to make sure I didn't miss any super chats here. Says Raph the Ghost, Trump's born in New York, but where was his descendants from? Figure it out from there about his fascist ideologies. Where his descendants are from Germany. Just because you came from Germany doesn't mean you have to embrace the mindset of Germany during the time Trump's father or grandfather came over here. I get the point. I'm not dispelling it. I'm just simply saying you can come from an oppressive country and not bring the oppressive mindset with you. I do understand there are suggestions that Fred Trump was at Klan rallies and all of that. I'll leave it at that. But that doesn't mean because you come from Germany, you have to behave and think like they did. Looking in the comments, Scotland and German. Okay. Unlawful violence, threats of violence to incite violence, fears and coerce government or society to. What is that? That is the definition of terrorism. Travelman, good evening. Welcome to the program, Travelman. Right now, America, to me, is trying to find its feet in the world. It's kind of like the guy overcompensating to try and fit in. America's the most powerful, one of the largest, one of the wealthiest. What do you mean trying to find their feet in the world? What? We got territories all over the damn. We're not trying to find our feet in the world. We're trying to dominate. I think we're trying to expand our empire. I don't think we're trying to find our way. That's kind of an interesting way to put it. We'll wait to see if Travelman comes up. I don't know what's going on with the box. Make sure I am on Wi-Fi. We'll give Travelman a moment. They can stay at their own. They can stay in their own country and build and stop fleeing over here. Well, King Shaw, if you really want to stop folks from trying to get in this country, my opinion, stop fucking up their homeland. Most of the countries that come to America that send immigrants to this country, I don't care if they're coming from the Middle East. I don't care if they're coming from, south of the border, Africa, you name it. Most of the immigrants trying to get in this country, if you look at the history of their country, there's American influence all over it. And it's not in the best interest of those countries. American influence is all over those countries, whether we're trying to get rid of dictators we didn't like in their countries, taking resources from their countries, arming folks to create protests in their countries, installing dictators in their countries. Most of the immigrants trying to get in this country, if you look at the history of their country, it's the way it is, partially, if not in whole, but at least partially due to American influence. So if you want to stop folks from coming to this country, stop fucking up theirs. Simply put, stop fucking up their countries. We got Afghanis now coming to this country. America was in Afghanistan last. Cuba, there's another country that's had trade embargoes and shit on it for decades. So people in Cuba are trying to get here. Haiti's another country like that. America has had a lot of influence on a lot of these countries that has literally created poverty elsewhere. Let me go back to the box. I tried to bring up Travelman. Don't know what happened there. The Travelman, if you hear me, go ahead and put your request back in. We'll bring you up. Well, until then, we'll go to Stick, the ruler. Good evening, Stick.
Hey Tim, man, I'm starting to look at you side-eyed, man. You know we can see where we're at in the line, right? You know we can see that 1 and 2 and 3, right?
No, I don't.
You got to know that. Yeah, we can. I've been third since you started. So, man, yeah, get it together, Tim. Write it down or something.
Well, there are other factors at play, Stick, support, subs, and things like that. There are other factors at play. Hold on, I also give MAGA. I also give MAGA preference because I don't have as many MAGA. I mean, there's some things at play.
Yeah, you show favoritism. I get it.
Well, if I did what you're suggesting, we don't want to repeat show every night with the same guest, same order. You get what I'm saying?
No, sound like to me you just said Boston. You can come to the front of the line. Come on. Yeah, you yes.
All right, Stick. All right, you drive a hard bargain. So what brings you on tonight, other than to set me straight?
Really, the dude that you just had, whatever his name was, what was his name?
M-Dub.
M-Dub was confused. M-Dub was very confused person. He tried to blame what happened with Ukraine on the Democrats when the Democrats are telling Donald Trump, don't mess with Putin, don't mess with him, he's a bad person. We got to say it in layman's terms.
It wasn't just the Democrats, though, Stick. I mean, shit, you had most Republicans, everybody from Romney. Remember Romney was going after Obama because Obama was talking about, I want my foreign policy back. Romney was talking about how dangerous Russia was, and Obama tried to make a joke of it. But the right was talking about, John McCain was no fan of Russia. George W. Bush is just, Trump is his own special entity. Both sides thought Russia was a danger.
So again, Tim, it ain't about both sides. It's about one person and one person only.
True.
So that's the point I'm talking about. He's very confused because the person that we're talking about is the person that I'm talking about backing Russia and or Putin.
Yeah.
He's had him over twice. He's talked to him twice, and we don't know what the hell he was talking about. I can give you my spiel. My spiel is, what's next? And he proceeded to do the Putin thing, which is be dictator for life or president for life, or try to unalive his political opposition. Like he's strategically he's going down the line, not just with the fascism thing, but everything that Putin does. Oh, we lined up our troops over there by the Middle East. What are you doing? Oh, well, we're not going in. Yeah, right. You finna do what Putin did.
And see, that's where I got Trump really wrong, is that I really believed President Trump when he said he could end the Russian-Ukraine war fairly quickly. Not 24 hours, I get that, but I believe that Trump had a relationship with Putin that was much better than Biden, certainly Kamala, or even other former presidents. And I believed, because Trump has done business in Russia, I believe he was on course to have the largest skyscraper in Russia before he became president. But I definitely believed that he would be able to talk to Putin in a way to get Putin to back down on that. I never thought that Putin would just basically say fuck him and keep going in with Ukraine. I thought he would be able to stop that.
Well, how about this? Before he became 47, did Putin not put his wife's business all out there in the streets?
Yeah, and I see Takesha said because you don't have good sense on Takesha. No, but I thought he would be able to stop it.
But the whole thing of it is Putin been telling you, you know what I mean? Like, while he running, yeah, I'm gonna get this useful idiot in the office. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna burn him up. I'm gonna treat him like a bad condom.
But let me, Jesus Christ. But let me ask you this. And by the way, YouTube folks, smash that like button. Same on TikTok. Get us up to 60,000. Why is Trump giving the image that he's pro-Putin, even though the stuff you're saying about Putin putting his wife on television, Putin is now allegedly helping the Iranians out by giving them weapons, and he's sending oil to Cuba. He's literally doing everything that is anti-Trump, yet Trump is still hesitant to say anything bad about Putin. Why do you think that is?
Because he's a useful idiot. Because Putin had been put in this area. Look, I know everything. You think Putin could do or Russia could do the collusion, and they could try to mess with our election and not know anything about Trump?
So you believe they got? I seen the comment. Somebody, Debo says Putin has something on Trump. Is that what you're suggesting? That
all day, every day. He probably has stuff on a couple of people, but it's people out there, right? That Putin knows you can do this and you can do that, and they don't care. Trump ain't one of those people. Trump, whether you feel like this or not, he's very vindictive, but at the same time, he's soft as shit. His feelings get hurt really easily, and only thing he knows how to do is act out like a fucking child. Which, remember what he said after he didn't get the Peace Prize? Well, I'm just not going to be so peaceful. And here we are.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah, can you imagine with him threatening Greenland, attacking Iran, now saying Cuba's next, mentioning Colombia? Can you imagine how they would have felt if they had actually gave him the Nobel Peace Prize? Because he was going to do this stuff. He was going to do this stuff whether they gave him the prize or not. He was just trying to present a good image and then get the prize and then get busy doing what he's doing. But imagine them giving him the prize and then him doing all this.
Okay. So first of all, it's not about the image that you're talking about. What it's about is I got what the black man got. Y'all gave the black man a peace prize. I want a fucking peace prize. Everybody around me say, I need a peace prize. I should have a peace prize. Y'all motherfuckers need to give me a peace prize or I ain't gonna feel so peaceful. They didn't give him one, so he don't feel so fucking
Wait
peaceful.
a minute. So if they had gave him a peace prize, he would have felt so. So in other words, he would not have attacked Iran or threatened Greenland or Cuba. If they had gave him the prize, he would have been peaceful.
No, that would have been, I tricked you some bitches.
That's what I said, image. That's what I'm saying, image. That's what I'm saying, image. The image was temporarily appear peaceful to get the prize, and then you can be who you want to be.
I'm going to say it again, Tim. He don't care about his image. His image ain't shit right now. He never cared about his image. It's about a fucking dick measuring contest. That's it. He tried to dick measure with Barack Obama, and his shit rolled out like the red carpet, and his shit is tucked in like a motherfucking mitt. Like
I gotta disagree with you in suggesting he don't. I think Trump cares about his image more than you could possibly imagine, probably more than other presidents. He really does care a lot about his image.
Yeah, it's the image that he's gonna make.
Well, but he cares about it.
You don't give me the image I want. I'm gonna make my own. His own image right now, he's trying to be Alexander the Great. He's trying to be Caesar, and I hope he gets Caesared.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. You definitely did not just say you hope he gets Caesar.
Yep, them same people that right now, somebody just showed you, didn't they? The How to Leave MAGA or whatever it was called.
Yeah, Mike just showed that.
Okay, and then you got Marjorie Taylor Greene out there. You know, maybe she'll lose it. You know, maybe she'll.
No, well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not even invited to come around him anymore, so ain't none of that. She ain't gonna Caesar him. Go ahead.
She still got friends.
No,
you
can't be.
It's solid.
How do you respond to folks who say that is wrong as hell for you to be wishing harm to the commander in chief? Because that's what it sounds like you're doing.
Listen, I ain't wishing no more harm than he's wishing on me. He hates Democrats. So why I gotta love him? Why do I gotta like him? I can't hate him?
He's not wishing Democrats get Caesared, as you said.
Oh, yes, he did. He told, what was it, Hillary Clinton, you know, what if she was looking down the barrel? Yeah, he said it all. And then he made fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband when he got hit over the head with the hammer. Yeah. So come on, Tim. Let's not do that, bro.
I don't. I think you're going way overboard. I think you're going way overboard, and that's why.
No. He's a hateful bastard.
I'm not saying the guy's a loving guy. I'm not going to put on Luther Vandross when he comes around. But as Warrior says in the comments, he says that that's why they cut federal funding to Democrats and shit. He says that's why they ousting federal support of blue states, because you guys are acting like that.
I'm gonna say it like this: y'all go ahead and cut off the funding to the blue states. The blue states can keep all their money, so then they don't have to give any federal money to the red states.
That ain't how it works.
All y'all ass, and we'll see, all y'all ass can walk down them dirt roads y'all been walking on since the 1900s. And we gonna look at you, because y'all said fuck you, we gonna say fuck you right back. The only difference between us and you is we live in metropolitan cities where they got cars and bus rails and goddamn trains. We got the good shit. We got technology. We got internet. Y'all asses still out there trying to get Obama phones and Trump phones and all that other shit because y'all in a rural area. Y'all ain't got shit.
They got shit. They got food, goddammit. Where do you think the farms are at? They got food. You need them.
Listen. They need us more than we need them. Why? Because wasn't they just crying about Argentina getting money? Wasn't they just crying about that? Wasn't they going bankrupt? Wasn't they about to lose their land?
There's a little bit of that.
Sit down, shut the fuck up, take the teeth out their mouth, because they don't like to talk with the teeth out their. Well, I don't know. Maybe they do. But anyway,
thank you.
Leave the teeth at home. Leave the teeth at home, right? Shut the fuck up. Understand, you don't know what you want and you don't know what you're doing. Trump is telling you everything. Y'all are Play-Doh.
How about this? How about this?
Anything. Listen, you know how Play-Doh is, right?
Yeah.
You remember you used to you get the set, right? Trump is the owner of MAGA. He has the Play-Doh set. There's the Play-Doh. You got the star. Oh, I feel like a star today. I'm gonna put it in a star. Okay, thank you, Trump. Oh, I feel like a square today. I'm gonna put it in the square. Okay, thank you, Trump.
Oh my God.
I feel like a circle today. I'm gonna be a circle. Okay, Trump, thank you. And he puts them in all these different fucking shapes, and they just say, okay, thank you.
Well, they still believe that no matter what shape he puts them in, he's still a much better leader for the country than the Democrats. In the comments, Greg Sadar Jr. wants me to ask, are you a Christian?
Yes.
Because you're calling for the president to be Caesared.
No, I'm not. I'm not calling for it. I think that's what's going to happen. I think his inner circle is going to
sounds like that's what you wanted.
Well, hey, my whole thing of it is karma is what karma is. If you get karma, it is what it is. You listen, your shit follows you, and you know he got a trail, whether it's the diaper or his fucking attitude. You know he got a trail of shit following him. So at the end of the day, the dude's trash. Let's be honest. He lied to you. Just like you just said, you believed him. Tim, you believe this fucker? Come on, Tim.
Well, listen. The country was not totally happy with Biden. And like I said, I understand people voting for Trump because he promised a lot of really good shit. I mean, if you believe that there was a chance he could deliver on some of that stuff, I don't see any reason not to vote for him. He made some good promises.
So no, the promises he made, yes, okay, I get that.
Okay,
but are you serious to say with your whole body, your common sense, your soul, that all of that shit was gonna come true?
No.
And now look, I'm gonna give him one good thing to say. You was absolutely right. If I voted for Kamala Harris, the gas would be fucking high. We would be in a war. We would be the grocery prices would be fucking high. Guess what? I voted for Kamala Harris, and yes, all of that shit came true. MAGA, fucking geniuses. Geniuses.
Here's my take on it, and I don't totally disagree with everything you said, except I don't want the president to be Caesared, but he made some outlandish promises. Like, I didn't agree with all of it, but I did, like I said, I did think he would end the Russian-Ukraine war faster than Biden or Kamala Harris could. I did believe that. His economy during his first term, we could talk about riding bite Obama's coattails or whatever, but during his first term, up to the pandemic, the economy was decent. He didn't get us in any wars. This is the Trump we thought that was going to be elected, whether you liked him or not. This is the guy promised, we're going to get out of the overseas forever wars.
And I'll give you the other thing that you don't have this go around that you should have had the first time. Or the second time, I'm sorry. You had it the first time, but you don't have it this time. You had seasoned people that knew what the fuck they were doing in the positions. They were ready to take the helm from Obama's administration because you know why? Obama gave them the information that was needed. He peacefully transferred power. When you have a peaceful transfer of power and you are basically educated and or given information that otherwise you wouldn't have if I wasn't there to give you, your presidency, especially if you got an economy that Barack had leaving, your economy was on the up and up. You was given a golden goose. You knew it. That's why you started giving away tax breaks. We were headed in the right direction, and you said, well, hold on. That means we're going to have extra money. Let me give my homeboy some money. That's the only fucking bill he passed.
Well, like I said, he done a few things that I didn't expect. I'm not going to argue with that. And thank you for whoever sent that on YouTube. Whatever, that is a nice graphic there. Appreciate the whatever. I got to figure out. But anyway, I didn't think he was going to become a warmonger. I mean, I thought he was going to be against wars. He literally done the opposite of what he was campaigning on.
But again, the first term too, he didn't have this e-file thing going on. It was still under investigation.
So what you said, it's all just a diversion?
To me, it is. Right now, we're talking about Iranian war. We're talking about things that he have said. We're talking about the what is it called? The Lego videos. And we're talking about the new Obama song. What if Obama did it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we got all this other stuff that we're talking about, but it all boils down to we're talking about this to stay away from that.
Let me ask you something in regards to the Epstein files. Now, you hear about this, what is the guy, Stilwell? What is the guy out in California that was running for governor? What is his name? Stilwell or whatever it is. Just resigned.
Yeah, he resigned. So he's a Democrat.
Yeah. Well, there's a Republican there's a Republican in Florida that resigned to Tony something. But let me ask you this, because you mentioned the Epstein list and things like that. Should the Democrats refrained from telling should the Democrats refrain from telling their candidates to resign, considering how much MAGA continues backing Trump with all the allegations against him?
No. And I'm gonna be honest with you. They bank on us saying no. They bank on us being the real Christians. They bank on us using our righteous mind and our righteous heart to say, stop fucking with them people. Where they talk about, this is what we believe and we're crazy leftists. Y'all the only motherfuckers worried about who goes in a woman's bathroom. Y'all the only motherfuckers worried about two people playing in women's sports. Y'all the only and then on top of that, to give Trump, to make Trump think he's actually doing something, y'all actually get in front of him, in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and tell him these same two fucking things: the border and women's fucking sports, and keeping transgenders out of women's fucking sports. That's it.
Well, it means those issues mean something to them. Before I let you go, I want you to hear this clip, because I played this in the monologue, but I don't know if you were around or not. And thank you, What's That, for the Husky. I figured out what that was. Thank you, What's That. I want you to hear this clip and get your take on it. Ilhan Omar, of all people.
The thing that has been very fascinating, especially about Marjorie and Candace, is that they are not just coming out like the other ones that you'd mentioned, where they're saying this action is wrong, right? They're saying, I am done with you. I think that we should give them credit for that. The fact that they've had this wake-up call to finally seeing this con man, this corrupt, chaotic man.
Con man, corrupt. Now, she's talking about Trump. Do you believe the Democrats should embrace the likes of Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and some of the former MAGA that have now allegedly seen the light on Trump? Do you agree with Ilhan Omar?
I don't know about embracing them, but
work with them.
What they know. I want to know what they know. That's my thing. I don't want to embrace them. I don't want to make them think that everything that they had said going forward was cool. I don't want them to be able to think that it's just going to be overnight. You can come chill and hang at my house. Nah, that ain't what it is.
Well, the point, here's the point. You want to, obviously Kamala Harris was not able to win with the amount of support she had. So the Democrats need to expand their base. Why not talk to some of these folks? Now you see I got on my screen the likes of Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly here, Tucker Carlson. Why not talk to some of their people? Isn't that the mistake that Kamala Harris made, is that she didn't go to none of the right-wing programs and do interviews?
You didn't hear what I said. I said I wouldn't embrace them.
Okay.
That's all I said. I didn't say I wouldn't talk to them. I didn't say we couldn't have sorry about that we couldn't have a chit chat. I wasn't saying that. What I was saying is we need to know what they know. Now, after we know what they know, we put it together. We say, okay, this is conspiracy, this is fact, and this is an outright lie. Then we get them to say, okay, I got you. You get me? If you want to go on The View like Marjorie Taylor Greene did, that's fine. That's cool. Them ladies are hardcore, probably leftists or Democrats or liberals or whatever you want to call them, right? And they talk to them.
That's kind of embracing, though. You're going to let her on all your programs. You're going to give her a platform.
No, that's not embracing them. That's doing exactly what you just said. That's allowing them to come and talk to you. That's Tucker Carlson, same thing. You want to talk? Let's talk. But instead of us just being so right wing, now you telling me you see what I see, so I'm gonna let it. We gonna talk, and then I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be in the background like, but remember you said this. But remember you in here now, but you said this. Like, I'm gonna still be that person that's gonna be like, I'm still looking at your ass sideways because I don't trust you.
You sound like Sonny Austin on The View. So Sonny Austin on The View is just like that. I gotta move it on, Stick. I get it, but listen, at the end of the day, the Democrats, they absolutely need to expand their base. Otherwise, there's a reason why Trump won. He had more people supporting him than the Democrats. So the Democrats need more voters. Stick, thanks for coming through.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you like Mr. Dwight said, I got my eye on you because you're always looking for the 5-finger discount. Yeah.
All right now. Appreciate it. Tap the screen and get us on up to 65,000. We'll take the next caller at 65,000. Tap the screen, get the likes on up. We'll go to the box shortly. Looking in the comments, I can't even speak right. Please stop Straight Talk's next. Hey, what's that? You don't want to hear from Straight Talk? What's wrong? By the way, did any of you folks see me in Straight Talk's live earlier? My God, Straight Talk Commerce. He comes on the show. We enjoy talking to him, but my God, some of the things he said. Now he's talking about, and this is not what this show is about at all, but I just want to bring it up. He was talking about how, African Americans in particular, he'll even use me, suggesting that we always play the victim role, and you're not victims if you fight the system and win. He used that argument to suggest because Martin Luther King fought the system and ended up having the Civil Rights Act passed, posthumously, to be honest with you, but he said Martin Luther King is not a victim. So then I use the example where let's take the likes of Rodney King. I think all of you folks remember the famed beating of Rodney King. He was a felon driving through town, running from the cops, inebriated, whatever. Anyway, the police caught up with him out there in Los Angeles and beat the fuck out of him. Rodney King ended up suing the Los Angeles Police Department and won millions. He's now deceased, found dead in his own pool. But anyway, he did win millions, so he fought back against the police department and won a bunch of money. According to Straight Talk, because he fought back and ended up being victorious, Rodney King wasn't a victim either. So I had to take it even further than that. I'm like, so what if a woman is sexually violated, raped, outright raped, but she ends up taking her accuser to court, gets justice, the accuser ends up going to prison for a long spell. He said that would mean that she is not a victim either. She is not a rape victim. So I just wanted to let you know, because it's going to come up again when he comes back on there that he said that wild shit. I thought it was crazy, but that is his mindset of, you're playing victim mentality. So because African Americans have been able to fight back against the system and make some gains, that excludes them from being able to be a victim. He did say that. Tap the screen, get us up to 65,000. We'll take the next caller at that. Look up the short Trump Barbara Walters oil. Mr. Splackerville, what did he say to her about oil? Trump said something to the late Barbara Walters about it. Now I know he told her and some of the older members of the View. And thank you for the galaxy there, Blue One Banks. Appreciate that. Thank you, by the way, for your support. I think Barbara Walters was among the crew that he stated that he would be dating his daughter, who was sitting next to him. She was much younger at the time. She was underage. And he was talking about he would be dating her if she wasn't his daughter. So he did say that on The View. Trump has a lot of crazy statements in his past. Those cops had zero business doing that to Rodney King. Rest in peace. Well, Straight Talk was suggesting that Rodney King was fighting back, resisting arrest, and he was high on PCP. Kind of the same argument they made against George Floyd. Fighting back, resisting arrest, and high on some kind of substance. Therefore, whatever happened to him, I suppose he kind of deserved it, is the argument they're making. Pakistan has to side with Iran. They live next door. That's not true, because there's a lot of nations that live right next door to Iran that are not siding with them. Now, I've said this before, similar to NATO or even the now defunct Warsaw Pact, I don't get it. One of my last guests was talking about this. Iran is fighting against imperialism, and I think there's some legitimacy to that. Thank you there for the dancing cactus, Maverick. Appreciate that. Had mustache super evil. Yeah, appreciate it, Maverick. I've said this before, similar to NATO and the Warsaw Pact. Tap the screen, get the likes up to 65,000. I don't understand why the Middle East nations don't form their own type of brotherhood or something of sorts. How many times does America have to keep coming back, picking off countries one by one before you realize you could be next? Just in 20 years, just in the last 20 years, we've dealt with Iraq, Afghanistan, and now we're in Iran. I believe we also bombed Syria under Trump's first term. Trump has also bombed Yemen. Like, how many times you guys are just going to sit back and let us befriend some nations so that we can pit you two guys against each other? So now you got Iran being clearly attacked, but the Saudis are against Iran. And I mean, so some nations are against, like, you haven't learned anything from NATO or the Warsaw Pact. I really believe that the Middle East needs to form its own. I mean, you guys know religion has a lot to do. You guys all believe, well, most of you believe in Allah. I don't know. I believe they absolutely need to form their own type of pact, because it's easy to break them up. And like somebody in the comments, Alex Gradio said, money, it's all about money. There's a ton of research. You guys got all this, you got all this oil, and you got resources in this region. You guys could really be on top if you just would work with each other and defend each other. I don't know why they haven't figured that out in all of these centuries. When will America figure out that democracy is not for everyone, says Billy Watt. I don't know. It's a good question, because I tend to want to believe that the average person wants democracy. But the more religious you are, that plays a part in it. That plays a part in it. And people who are very religious, they got their belief of, God, man, woman, child, that type of hierarchy and things like that. So now they probably don't want democracy. I mean, there's a lot of Christians in this country that would be fine if you got rid of democracy and went back to the Gilded Age where men were on top. We could talk about racism. We could talk about gender, sexism. There are Christians in this country that would happily go back to that. Religion is not in favor of democracy. And that's all, in my opinion, that's most religions. Even the Christian religion, most of our country's history, the people, they believed in a hierarchy. Chunk mouth, straight crap, evil be babu. Talking about straight talk commerce. Chunk mouth, straight crap is bullshit. Trump ain't shit. I agree with what Stick the Ruler said. All right, fair enough. That's a mouthful. Let me go back to the box. Are we at 65,000? Tap the screen. Yes, back to the sandwich. Gen X. I think there's a lot of Christians in this country. When you say you want women to make you a sandwich and that women shouldn't vote and women shouldn't have certain positions of leadership, your stance is common among MAGA. And I think there's a lot of Christians that would agree with you. There's a reason that's probably plays into the reason why, or part of the reason why Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton didn't win. There's a lot of folks that don't believe women should have that top position. Look at the Iranians, the Iranians. Is that how it? Look at the Iranians. That's the word. She got Iranians. Look at the Iranians. Look at people who are oppressed and wish they had democracy. Democracy is worth spreading. There's good and bad to it. In this country, we are allegedly free. Some folks suggest we're the freest on earth. I don't believe we're the freest, but homelessness, gun violence, exploitation. There's a lot of things that the freedom of democracy in this country has given us that is not favorable. You can't exclude that. You can't exclude that stuff. Sandwich H, that's crazy, Gen X. Let me go back to the box. We'll go straight to one and only Maverick. Good evening, Maverick.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, good to have you on. So now, did you hear Ilhan Omar suggest that the Democrats should, at least a light bulb should come on with the likes of Candace Owens and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of them? Do you agree with her in that stand?
Yeah. Trump's not attacking Democrats anymore. He's only attacking his base. So
he's not attacking. Are you sure about that? He's always attacking Democrats.
Not like he's attacking his base. He's attacking Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Owen Schroyer. The list goes on and on. If you speak out against him, he is attacking you. Period. These are people that I follow. Voted for Trump 3 times. I know what the MAGA base is. He has lost his way. They tell people like me, "Oh, well, you've lost your way." No, that's get fucked. That's not true. That's crazy.
And Sexy Red, appreciate the support. Thank you. Let me ask it to you that way then, because you're right. If you criticize Trump, no matter how loyal or supportive you've been as MAGA, they immediately throw you under the bus. It ain't now. You say Trump has lost his way, but there's still a lot of MAGA that does that too. You see how much support and love Marjorie Taylor Greene gave Trump. It was not hard for Trump at all to convince MAGA that she was now a rhino. Marjorie Taylor Brown, I think he called her.
Marjorie Trader Brown.
Trader Brown, yeah, Trader Brown.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish that MAGA would wake up and see what's going on. We have to start speaking out against this. I don't want J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. The Republicans need to be punished. They need to feel the burn up their ass.
Now, you voted for Trump.
We gave them everything, and they've done nothing.
Explain. What do you mean?
We showed up in 2024 right? And we gave him the popular vote. We gave him the electoral college. We gave him all of that. We listened to his freaking bullshit for 5 years, well, 4 years, about 2020, over and over and over and over again. But don't you dare mention the Epstein files. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's been one thing after another, after another, after another. It was, look, let me tell you something. The whole entire MAGA movement is fake. It is not real.
What the hell? Why are you saying that?
3-time Trump supporter. It is not real. It is fake. It's not a real movement. You know, as MAGA, you believe that it's a movement. But in, you know, April of 2026, you got to start seeing that this is not, that this is falling apart and that Trump is not for the people. Trump is out there hanging out with Mark Levin and Lindsey Graham and whatever Ted Cruz neocon fucker that he literally advocated against for 10 years. This has become the neocon party. All it did was a big circle. We're right back to where the fuck we started from.
Wow. Now I gotta ask, that's for someone who voted for Trump 3 times, like you said. Shit, if you could do it all over, you wouldn't have voted for Kamala Harris, would you?
I'm not a Democrat, so you know, unfortunately, I was blind and in a cult, and I vote, you know, based on morals. I thought that Trump was moral. I know that sounds insane, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And I believe that he was pro-life. I believed all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think I would have voted for Kamala Harris based on her leftist social issues.
I get that.
Like, you know, abortion, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you know, I don't align with that. But I just wish I would have never fucking voted.
Damn.
To be honest.
Damn. So you're that unhappy.
I mean, at least I wouldn't be held responsible for this, right? At least somebody couldn't look at me and say, you have a part in this.
Yeah, you definitely do if you supported them 3 times. But some folks are going to argue, you know, January 6th, or they're going to argue, you know, the whole 20. Well, they're going to argue, why didn't that change your mind?
I was there.
So you believe? Do you still believe what he said about the election in 2020? No. It was all a psyop.
Look, if you go back and you look into it, I'm not going to get too deep into it for TikTok purposes, but if you go back and you look at what he was saying, all that rhetoric started back in 2019. He was gearing them up because he knew what he was gearing us up because he knew he was going to lose. The same thing he's doing now, but he's going to blame it on the Save America Act. They didn't pass the Save America Act, so it's going to be the same thing over again. And all these illegals are voting and blah, blah, blah. A bunch of freaking nonsense. It was all a lie. He lost. Period.
You really voted.
He couldn't own up to it.
You really voted for this man 3 times. I'm saying that
100%. Everything else has been a lie. That can't be true.
I'm asking you this because based on what you didn't just wake up, you downstairs cooking chicken. You don't sound like somebody that voted.
Because I know what I voted for, and what I voted for was America first and Americans first, and that's not what we're getting. I don't want to believe that I ever worshipped Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck about it. He get the wall 180. I wouldn't give a shit. I don't care. But I'm telling you that I voted for America First. I believed in that movement, and we're not getting it. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican, leftist, conservative. I don't care. I voted for Americans First, and we are not getting that. And anybody who says we are is they got it.
I want to ask my audience because I see folks are really responding to you. Because look, I'm going to this. I don't normally want to ask this question. I'm not downing you. It's just shocking to hear you talking like this as a 3-time Trump supporter. I want to ask the audience, yes or no? Does she sound like MAGA to you? Because some folks are saying you're trolling. Do you guys believe she's genuine former MAGA? Yes or no?
January 6th picture. I'll put myself on camera and show you my January 6th picture. I'm not trolling.
Okay, I post it up there. I'd like to see it. Yes or no? Do you guys believe she is former MAGA? Because a lot of folks they're saying, Sexy Red said, I don't give a damn. Gangsta Grandma, you are always hilarious. I don't know if she had a phone call. Okay, there. Oh yeah, you are legit. Okay, she has a picture up.
Same person. Let me turn on the light and see if you can see it better.
Yeah, I wish I could show it. I can't show it to my other audience on the other platforms, but she is in a sea of MAGA Trump flags flying and everything. Red hats all over the place. So, and that is her. So, yeah, she is about as genuine MAGA as. Okay, that ends that argument. All right, you're not going to do that unless you're true MAGA. All right, so I wasn't expecting that. Rod is the greatest. Says lock her up.
You can't lock me up because I wasn't at the Capitol.
Say that again.
Right? I wasn't at the Capitol, so I never went to the Capitol.
Okay.
Right? As an American citizen, I have a right to go and protest my government, and that's what I did. Right? If I would have been violent, I never even went to the Capitol building.
But you do believe that Trump's claims that the 2020 election was stolen is a lie.
Hindsight 2020, no pun intended. Yes.
Wow. So
I think it was a lie. I think it's all been a lie from the very beginning. I think the entire movement was a lie.
So do you think he should be impeached?
You know what pisses me off is like when the left hears me talking, they think that we want empathy. I don't want no fucking empathy. I'm here to hold Donald Trump accountable, which a lot of people, especially on this app, on both sides cannot do. Okay? I just have the courage to do it. I don't give a fuck what people on TikTok think about me. I don't care. This is the federal government and I don't worship them. Okay? They're fucking all of us every single day. And anybody who thinks that any politician out there cares about you, they don't. The Democrats are not going to come in and save America. It's not going to fucking happen. They're not going to come in and hold this corrupt administration accountable. I would love to see it, but they're not going to do it. They're not, because they're all paid by the same people, the same corporations, the same donors, the same billionaires. It's the same people over and over again.
Wow.
And they do it on purpose. They buy both sides, and and then we're out here like, stay on that side, you traitor. You voted for Trump. You sound dumb. You need to wake up as an American and understand that we, as a people, are fucked. There is nobody in Congress that I trust.
Because you sound like someone. I want you to hear this. It's a clip from somebody that was premiered on The View. It ain't got nothing to do with the guest on The View, because I know you probably don't have any respect for them, but I want you to hear this.
Take a look.
The American people have to open their eyes and deal with reality and deal with truth. And the truth is, look, you may have supported President Trump for 10 years like I did, like you have, but this is not the same man. This is not the same man that we supported.
Is that you? You sound like her.
Period. Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I want to make this clear. If Obama and Biden were such great presidents, we wouldn't have gotten Trump twice. So stop flexing on the Democrats, because they're shit too. It's both sides. And people like me, and there are, I would say 50% of the MAGA base is gone. We're not voting in November.
50% of MAGA is gone?
I would absolutely. Look, I don't know a person who still supports Trump in my real personal life. I don't know them. And everybody that I know voted for Trump. All of my family, all of my friends, and nobody supports him anymore. So it's just on this app that the cult exists. And I'm telling you, you're going to see a historical turnout for Democrats, right? But you're going to see a very low turnout for people that voted for Trump. It's not going to happen. And the Democrats are going to take everything.
Do you support the
I'm here for it. Good.
Do you support the Save America Act?
No. There's no reason. No. We should not be interfering with state elections. We shouldn't have to go out and do all this extra work, get birth certificates. You now live in Texas. You were born in New York. You got to go through all just to go and vote. No. I hope it doesn't pass. No, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. They should not be impeding on states' rights. What happened to states' rights? Well, MAGA forgot about that because Trump told them to. It's insane what's going on.
Yeah, you're driving my MAGA commenters. Somebody said you're a plant. This woman is a traitor.
A plant, sure.
No. I seen the photo, so I believe you're. Listen, it's to some degree because I get trolls. I'm like, I don't know, but with the photo,
I'm not a troll. I'm being dead serious. I care about this country. Okay, I'm a 45-year-old woman. I live in North Carolina. My husband's a lie. I'm not a fucking troll. Like, I'm being dead ass serious. And if you go to X, you have all these MAGA podcasters and their base. Go to the White House comments. Go to the White House comments, and you're going to see the same shit that you see under Joe Biden. There is no... Look, this whole image of, like a MAGA still being cool is not real. Trump is destroying this country. Not that Kamala Harris would have done any better. I don't think that she would have.
Let me ask you, do you believe Kamala Harris, you believe she would have attacked Iran as well?
She said it. She said she would.
I haven't heard that.
There's a clip on Jimmy Dore saying that Iran has attacked Israel and that they need to be taken care of. Go look it up. It's on Jimmy Dore's short videos. Go look it up. She said she would. So they're all warmongers. They're all paid by the same corporations. It's wild to me that the left hates corporations, but they don't hate them when their favorite politician's being funded by them. You know what, Tim? They're going to see when this administration, this corrupt administration, is not held accountable. That's going to be the left's away of MAGA. Because we did not vote for this. And don't say, yes, you did, while sitting on this app and arguing with us saying you didn't. Aren't you mad at Trump because you didn't vote for this? Stop. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Well, for me, when you say you didn't vote for this, there are aspects of the Trump administration that I know if you voted for Trump 3 times like you did and like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah, there's some truth, there's some validity to it, and then there's areas to dispel. When you say him attacking Iran, no, I would not look at MAGA and say you voted for that because he was running on no new wars and things like that. However, the expansion of ICE and the way they're acting, some of that you did vote for. So it depends on what aspect of his administration we're talking about, because some of it you did vote for. And then there's some of it where he's doing 180 degrees of what he campaigned on.
I would think that everything that he's doing is nothing that he campaigned on. He campaigned on affordability, he called it a hoax. He campaigned on Epstein files, called it a fucking hoax. Then fucking Melania comes out the other day and is like, bring them to the Congress, let them testify under oath. Your husband called it a hoax. What are we doing?
But you got a guest that would like to speak to you. I'm assuming she agrees.
See, let me tell you something. He's not gonna push back on you.
This gets on my nerves.
Oh, I bitch, and I'm a good.
Hey.
No, you're gonna See, you don't push back. This is why that's why I call you a muppet.
On what? Let me tell you something. I'm an American, and I will vote for my teddy bear if I want to.
I don't give a fuck.
You don't get to tell me who to fucking vote for. Your opinion,
what the fuck are you talking about?
It means nothing to me.
I
am so tired of that. I get attacked from MAGA. I get attacked from the left.
I'm telling you this.
I don't care. If
She
I
never
cared what
said
you
that
thought,
about
I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't
never
be here if I
said
gave a
that
fuck.
about
Okay, hang on. Hold on one second. Maverick, hold on. Okay. You're not giving her. She's admitting that he's fucking up. What problem do you have with that?
Because you're not pushing back.
What is there to push back on?
She never said that about Iran. We wouldn't be in this situation.
Hold on. I got you. I'll play it. Hold on. I will play it. I will play it. Hold on.
No.
Why are you saying no? If she actually hold on, if she actually has evidence, why are you saying no to her presenting evidence?
She did it. She's lying.
Well, let's hear what she got. Let's hear what she. I get that. I get you don't believe it, but let's hear what she got before you're shooting it down.
No, because you was right there, kissed her. I don't give a fuck. She put us in this mess.
She sounds like MAGA.
She put us in this mess. She voted for a rapist. She voted for a racist.
And you voted for Joe Biden. And you voted for Joe Biden.
I messed up.
And you voted for Joe Biden.
I don't give a fuck if you messed up. You put us in this situation.
You're mad because I didn't vote for Democrats. That puts you in the same cult as MAGA.
What are you talking about? I'm not mad about that, you stupid bimbo. You fucking cunt sucking.
Hey, okay, you're trying to get the damn app taken down.
No, but this is the shit. I'm so sick of people like this. She wants us to give her grace.
She made it clear. She made it.
any grace.
Right, she made it clear she wasn't looking for that.
I wish
don't
the
want
day
your
that
grace.
she voted for
Stop.
every
I don't
single
want your
day.
grace,
I
nor
wish
do
you
I need
everything.
it.
She
I
voted for high
don't
gas
need your
prices.
grace. You
She
are not
voted for
God.
all this shit.
I get
don't
my
give
grace
a
from
damn.
God.
Yeah, so,
She sounds like MAGA to me.
yeah, I mean,
Go ahead, bitch.
okay.
And you it.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
well, first of all, she made it clear she wasn't asking for any sympathy.
I don't give a damn.
Then why you accusing her of it?
See, I can go, you know what? I'll spin on her. I have no respect for this bitch. You know
Okay.
what? She put us in this situation. She didn't go, you know what? I didn't give a fuck. All these people, these white tea people are coming up. I was on one live today. You know what this white woman said? You know what this white woman said? You gotta give us some grace. Oh, because you know why? Because we're seeing the light. You should have listened to a black woman.
Okay.
When she said this
Okay.
was going to happen. Project
Why would I, as a
2025
white
was real.
woman, listen to a black
Project
woman?
2025
Why
was
would
real.
I listen to
Over
a black
80%
woman? I have
of
a
it
totally
is
different
dead.
lifestyle
You see
than
this
you.
shit?
Okay, so wait, hold
What are
on.
you talking about?
So Gangsta Grandma, okay, even though you're saying that she is responsible for putting the guy in there, she's admitting she done that. Is there? So in other words, she can't.
You know what?
Ain't shit she can do. You just want to beat up on her?
Oh, yeah, no. You know what? It's
Yes,
she
because
don't
they're
want to
mad.
fix
I
the
get
shit.
they're mad.
She don't want to fix the shit. Oh, I'd rather not vote at all. You're still doing the same shit.
I'm not voting for Democrats.
How do you-
Never in my fucking life.
How do
Don't
you?
jump off a bridge.
Wait, hold on.
Be the same fucking cult as MAGA. You see
No,
what I'm saying?
if you want to fix it.
Yes.
If you want
when
to
you say
fix
go
it,
jump
you
off a
get up
bridge
to your
because
ass
I'm
and
not
go
fucking
vote.
voting for Democrats.
You go vote.
That's a cult. It's a cult.
Oh, shut up. Get
Gangsta
the
Grandma,
cock out
how
your
do
mouth,
you?
lady.
How do you advance the
Ain't
cut?
nobody
Okay.
cocking my mouth up my husband's, bitch.
Yeah, if you had one, I would have fucked you with a 10-foot.
Okay, I'm going to have to.
God.
Gangsta Grandma, you.
Oh, God.
You
See,
wish
you know
you
what?
had
Let me
one.
tell you something. You have the white tea privilege. You don't think
What?
that. No, you're a white tea privilege
It's
little bitch.
never
You
been
voted
white
for
privilege.
trash.
It's
You voted for
always
trash.
been Jew
You don't give a
supremacy.
fuck about black and brown
It's
people.
Jew supremacy.
Why are you
You better
fighting every
wake
damn
up.
day for our shit?
You better fucking
shut
wake
the
up.
fuck up.
It has never
Oh, shut
been
the fuck
fucking
up.
white supremacy.
You are.
You
You
ignorant
voted for
fucking
you
bitch.
nut
You're
nut.
ignorant.
You
You're
voted for you nut nut.
And
And this is
2
white
minutes.
privilege
2
right here.
minutes, Gangsta Grandma.
This is
I will
white
never
privilege right
fucking vote
here.
blue.
This
How is
is
this-
what white privilege is. She voted for the shit. Don't give a fuck. She don't want to go vote and help us
never
get our
vote
country back.
blue.
Oh no, God fucking forbid. God fucking forbid, right? Oh God,
Shut
shut
up.
your ugly ass up. You know what? Let me tell you
Shut-
something.
I got my
I
teeth.
feel bad for
I
you a
got
little
my
bit, though.
teeth. You should
I
get
feel
yours.
bad for looking at you every
I
damn
got
day.
my teeth.
With your sorry
Don't call
ass burnt
somebody ugly
mayonnaise
when
looking
you don't
shit.
have any
You
teeth.
nasty ass burnt
You
ass.
don't.
All right, I gotta stop it. I gotta stop
You
it.
ain't got it for
I
me.
gotta stop it because you're gonna fucking get the lie. I mean, look, I don't mind her challenging you.
Literally, that's why I say both sides are a cult. You're sitting here mad at me because I'm not going to go and vote blue in November. I'm not a fucking Democrat. I don't vote blue.
Listen.
I've never voted blue in my life, and I'm 45 years old.
Let-
I do not vote blue.
Let me just say it this way. Because the Democrats believe that Trump is fucking up the country even 10 times worse than you do, and you're admitting he's fucking up the country. They're passionate, but her coming on the program, hold on. But her coming on the program and just literally doing everything it takes to get TikTok to flag her for, what are they flagging for? Bullying? I mean, whatever the kid, like, I can only, I don't like to take guests down, but she was going to get the whole lie taken down because she could have made her point without the cunts and all this other, like, I know she's mad. I know she's mad, but wow.
MAGA does the same thing to me because both sides are worshiping politicians, right? And we as a people have to come together and get these fucking scragglers out of here. And look, I can't even say on TikTok, I know the core reason, the problem in this country, it is, look, I'll just say it, fuck it. It is Zionism, and it was never fucking white supremacy. It was always fucking Jewish supremacy. And
I don't know about that. Well, I'm going to tell you something as an African-American.
Tim, who owns everything? BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. And who is at the top of those fucking companies? Of those They're all Jays.
Well, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell
It
you
is
that.
a global problem. It is not just an American problem.
That ain't what I'm trying to
It is
say.
a
That ain't what
global
I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say in America, white supremacy was a problem before the Jews even got here.
I'm not saying that it wasn't.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm talking about in 2026. They talk about white supremacy. Okay. I've never had a privileged day in my life. I've been arrested 20 fucking times. Nobody left me shit. Nobody died and left me a fucking thing. Nobody died and left me a fucking quarter. Okay. Nobody gave me shit. I was homeless at 16 with a baby. What the fuck ever. Right? Everything I have, I fucking worked for. I don't know what white supremacy is. It's fucking.
Well, I'll tell you something.
It's fake.
Privilege you can be completely homeless without a pot to piss in and still be privileged. Privilege ain't got nothing to do with just having money.
20 times. I've been arrested 20 times. So no.
Okay.
I know the whole story. Well, the cops don't bother you. I've been arrested 20 times. I've had over 27 speeding tickets. So
maybe you've been suntanning a little too long and they didn't know you were white. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I am literally so white that I'm red. I'm so white that I'm red.
All right.
So I don't want to hear it. It is Jewish supremacy all fucking day. Do your fucking research. They own everything. They control everything, including our governments, right down to the county level.
All right, Maverick, I do got to move on. You certainly live up to your name, don't you? You definitely live up to that name. You're doing
Absolutely.
You're doing high-speed passes by the tower as Tom Cruise did in Top Gun. Always welcome back on the program, Maverick. Thank you for coming through.
Fuck them. America first. Fuck them.
Ooh, all right, moving on. Looking in the comments. Wow, that got interesting real quick. Tap the screen. We should be around 100,000. This is entertainment, goddammit. Tap the screen, get the likes on up. At least get us up to 80,000 for us to take the next caller. The fact that she had 20 tickets and is free is privilege. To Keisha. My mind wasn't thinking that fast, but that's a great point. You've been arrested. You got 20 tickets and free. All right, listen. I'm sure Maverick would have a response for that, but we got to move the show on anyway. See, Osby, appreciate the hat and mustache. Thank you, folks, that are helping out with the hat, mustache, and TikTok cap goals. Yeah! Real quick before I move on, I want to answer a couple of super chats. Perez7216, if they did hold him accountable, would you vote Democrat? I am so sorry I didn't see that earlier. My last guess is not voting Democrat. Even the folks that are disgruntled with Trump are not voting Democrat. Oh, I'll tell you this. Because when you think about what MAGA believes in, MAGA's core beliefs, it's not going to allow them, if you're pro-life, what else, the LGBTQ stuff you hear them talking about, securing the border, you're not going to get an anti-Trumper that voted for Trump to go and then vote for a Democrat. So the answer to that is no. The only way you're going to get MAGA, a former MAGA, to vote for a Democrat, in my opinion, and I might even be wrong about this, but the only way that's going to happen is if Trump had to really do something bad to them personally. I'm talking about, let's say, for instance, a federal worker that got fired by Elon Musk. Or maybe a Trump supporter that had his wife that ain't done nothing wrong deported. Just because Trump changed the rules, who was following all the rules. I'm not saying somebody that was here. I'm not saying somebody that was here, that is in the country illegally. I'm saying somebody that was in the country going through the process to become a legal resident, and some of Trump's rule changes got that person deported. That has happened to lots of people. Somebody like that may vote Democrat just to spite Trump. Somebody who Trump's policies has hurt, has actually hurt them directly. Trump has done stuff like that. So that, in a case like that, you may get a MAGA that votes against Trump. But otherwise, a farmer. Maybe a farmer with Trump's tariffs that has lost his whole damn farm. Stuff like that. That could cause it. Hillary, Kamala both said they would attack Iran, says the handsome conservative. I'm hearing all these right-wingers say that Kamala Harris and now handsome conservative saying Hillary Clinton. I haven't heard either one of them say they would attack Iran. I would like to hear a clip of that. Understand statements like they cannot obtain a nuclear weapon, or if they do A, we would have to do B. That's not threatening to attack them. That's saying if they get out of hand, we would. So I'd have to hear what Hillary or Kamala Harris has said for folks to suggest that particularly Kamala Harris would have attacked Iran. I would have to hear that. Yes, that's not the same, says King Finn. Yeah, I haven't heard Kamala Harris say anything like that. And I've been in plenty of right-wing lies. Tim, that's taken out of context. I tend to believe that. I agree with you on that. Evil B. Babu says, I would vote for this lady that is speaking to go up against choke mouth illusion. That's a good one. Evil, that's a good one. My last guest, Maverick in Straight Talk Commerce. Shit, I almost think I might sanction that without the Galaxy. That would be a good one. That would be, because Straight Talk Commerce believes that Trump is worthy of an A+ right now. Former MAGA, 3-time supporter. Yeah, I would love to see those two talk. I would like to see her argue with him. I think she would win. Says, yeah, I would certainly like to see that happen myself. I may have to end up sanctioning that. Did we just witness why you don't usually have two guests on at once? Yes, Madden Hack. Yes. And I don't like saying that. I don't like cutting guests off. I don't like shortening guests. I do believe in free speech. I don't like censoring folks. But unfortunately, the TikTok app in particular uses their AI algorithm or whatever, and they will censor you. Look, I would let people say whatever the hell they wanted, to be honest with you. I wouldn't censor you for a damn thing. But we've had dozens of lives interrupted because the TikTok algorithm took down the live. It happens a lot. And I was trying to allow her to speak and just indicate to her, just hold back on some of the language. She was not holding back. So eventually I didn't have a choice but to drop her. I even saw people in the comments that regularly favor Gangsta Grandma, suggesting that she was crashing out, it was embarrassing, and she was going overboard and things like that. I don't even, look, I like to let the woman speak. But, when the app starts taking you down, it is what it is. Tada says TikTok is dictating just like a dictator. So with TikTok, there is no freedom of speech when you, I thought when Trump's people got their hands on TikTok, the censorship was going to go away, but it hasn't. Let me go back to the box. Are we at 85,000? Tap the screen, get the likes on up, and we'll make it happen. Now, Travelman, you were on earlier, and we couldn't bring you up. I don't know what happened. We'll give it a shot again. Travelman, are you there?
Yeah, I had my daughter call right when you was bringing.
Okay.
Actually, right before you brought me up.
All right.
Fair enough. My daughter called.
Fair enough.
Hey, so what y'all talking about? That was a disaster, Tim. You knew that when you brought her up, though. But you knew that.
No, listen. Sometimes Gangsta Grandma. She makes good points. A lot of people like her. She tears me apart. You see that a lot, but I didn't know she was gonna start just really taking those swings at her like that. So
yeah, I mean, she was in vintage. No, she was in rare form today. So what's going on, Tim?
Well, the first question I'm asking is: are we actually are we winning in Iran? Are we actually winning?
We are making it harder for them to get funding, which will eventually, they hope, bring them back to the negotiating table with the blockade. But what I think some people don't realize that Iran has a pipeline also.
Yeah,
it cannot move.
We can holler at Benjamin Netanyahu. He'll take that out for us. We know where it's at.
He cannot. Yeah, it can't move as much. They can't move as much oil through that as they do through Karg Island. But they do have a pipeline that they put in after the battle with Iraq for 8 years. So they did put that in. But I've been hearing a lot of crazy. But man, you've been having some people saying some crazy shit up here tonight, man. What the hell going on?
I mean,
you know what though? Why is it that people? This is what MAGA likes to do, right? And they've been.
Hold on one second. No, I see somebody. I was never a religious man, but doesn't it seem with these satanic, demonic child sacrificing monsters being exposed, that God might be playing this Trump card. Somebody else posted another picture of Trump hugging Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. So MAGA likes to deflect and project. You know, all I've been hearing about is that, well, you know, Kamala said she would attack Iran. Hillary said.
Have you heard any of that? Have you been able to validate that? I have not seen that.
Every president has said that they would not allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon.
That's true. That is true.
Hillary said that she would obliterate Iran, but the question was if Iran attacked Israel with a nuclear weapon.
So it would be a response. It would be reactive, not proactive.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
He also said that just like they all say the same thing, all options are on the table.
Yeah.
Nobody has specifically stated that they would go in and do what this dude just did, which of course was based on a lie. You know, Kamala Harris said the same thing. It's about preventing them from getting a weapon. It's a top priority. When they asked her about it, she said, I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals.
Well, I'll just say it this way. In regards to Kamala Harris likely attacking Iran or whatever folks are suggesting. First of all, Kamala Harris is never on record stating that the Obama deal was failing. So she hasn't given any indication that they needed to be attacked. Now, she may have made it sound like if they got out of hand, you know, she would do that. But she wasn't complaining that they were not following the Obama deal. So go ahead.
Well, based on everything that was coming out from the IEA and different countries and signatories of the JCPOA, under the terms of the JCPOA, Iran was abiding by the terms of the JCPOA. 3.6% enrichment, letting them come in to look at inspections. Plus, they had cameras and stuff up. But people like to bring up the fact that, but if they found something or they thought that they were doing something, they had to give them a 24-day notice or 30-day notice or something like that. Doesn't matter. You can't just move damn uranium and throw bleach on the floor and think it's gone. It don't work like that. Okay?
Yeah.
If they had uranium somewhere and they came in there 60 days later, 3 months later, all they got to do is bring in the devices that they use to detect
the Geiger counters,
or whatever,
the Geiger counters,
and boom, you got it. You know, so that's a bunch of BS. Basically, you know, the U.S., i.e., Trump and his minions, have stepped off into it, and now they're trying to get out of it. And the damage that they're doing is pretty severe, or that they've done, or has caused. You know. He's jacked up our country, attacked every freaking institution we have, just about. Hung his picture.
What was the goal? I'm still, you know, not to get too far off topic, but I'm still trying to figure what was the goal. You mentioned jacking up institutions, stuff that Doge did, getting rid of the Department of Education and stuff. What was the goal of tearing all this stuff down?
You know, what did that guy say? The guy, he died. He said his goal was to make the government so small you could put it in a bathtub and drown it. Remember that?
Yeah, but still you need because Trump, you're claiming to be shrinking government in one way, but now you're talking about federalizing, nationalizing elections, sending the National Guard. So you're expanding one side and shrinking. It's confusing.
Yeah. You know, I think people don't realize how complex the government is. You know, they keep talking about where the government is too large, the government this, government that. The most educated workforce in the world works for the U.S. government. They handle billions and billions and billions of dollars, with complex programs. The stuff that they're doing right now is detrimental to the government. We have basically the same number of government employees now that we had in 1980 when Reagan came into office.
So then what happens once Trump is gone? You build these departments back up again, or what? I mean, because there's a lot of federal institutions that have been either they lost a ton of employees, or in some cases they've been almost completely shuttered. Like, do you rebuild these places?
okay, let's look at something right now. Our negotiating team that's going over there talking to Iran, and that also went and talked to Russia, right? That team is headed up by a real estate developer. We talked about this.
You talking about Jared Kushner or whatever his name is?
I'm talking about Wickoff. Yeah. That Wickoff is his friend. He's a real estate developer also in New York. And then you got the guy that owned the address 666, who's a son-in-law, who's not even a freaking government employee at the moment. Okay. And then the rest of the people over there they have on the team don't have that much experience. You know why they don't have that much experience, Tim? Because 25% of the foreign service officers have left.
Yeah, I've heard
they took the Iranian desk and got rid of that and folded it into the Iraqi desk. And though they lost 25% of those people, okay, so who's doing the negotiating? You can tell because what have they gotten out of negotiating with Putin since he came in there? Not a damn thing.
No, they haven't.
Amateurs.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. That was what I was saying earlier in the program, and Takesha was getting at me because I was saying I expected Trump's promise to end the war in Ukraine to be successful because I thought they had a good relationship. But yeah, you're right. If you can't even get Putin to end the war with Ukraine, you're going to have a real hard time with Iran. I mean, I thought he actually liked you.
Well, not only that, now Ukraine is in Russia's ass right now. They're actually taking back land
because of those. Because their drone capabilities have. I mean, they had to survive. I mean, they learned, and they had. Not only did they have to survive, but when Trump became president and we withdrew our aid, we left it up to them to learn how to fish. They say you teach a man to fish versus giving them a fish. Once we stopped giving them fish, they went out and learned how to do it, and now they're probably the best, most efficient drone producer on the planet.
They're going to make a lot of money off of it, and out of necessity, because like you said, we haven't provided, straight funding to them since Trump came in office. So it's been over a year. And the only time Russia did make progress was, like we said before, the only time Russia did make progress was when the knuckleheads in the Congress withheld funding trying to get that damn immigration bill passed when they couldn't even pass their own immigration bill.
Yeah.
And they had Ukraine over there counting bullets and stuff. That's the only time Russia started making progress. So he's jacked all that up. He's taken out the top level of all the experience at DOJ. They lost 20. I think that I heard today with 25% of the prosecutor left DOJ. They wiped out the top level of the FBI. Every freaking thing that they touch, and they have spent more money in freaking dropping bombs in Iran than what the whole entire USAID budget was.
So do we? One of the questions I want to ask is: do we lose the Ukraine as an ally? Because under Biden, even though Ukraine is not part of NATO, they viewed America as an ally. But Trump has been very hostile to Zelensky, up to the point where now we need them because they got drone producing capabilities. So just like with NATO, Trump talked about how he didn't need NATO. Well, he talked about Ukraine didn't have the cards and all of that shit. But now we need the Ukraine. Yeah, so now we need the Ukraine just like we need NATO. Do we keep them as an ally, considering how Trump has treated them?
We're going to keep them as an ally because of what we did before. See, everybody, people that talk about why we ain't with Ukraine, those people do not know, or I'm not going to say they don't know. They don't give a damn as far as the repercussions if Russia isn't stopped. Okay? And a lot of people don't realize with the funds that we gave them, Ukraine has managed to basically decimate the Russian army. You got some of the damn Russian fleet sitting at the bottom of the Balkan Sea, or the other sea they got over there. Okay, they have, and I'm talking about some of the top warships have been taken out. Okay, they pretty much severely damaged the Air Force that they had, and now they dropping pew-pews and shit over into Russia, destroying ammunition plants and drone plants and all that kind of stuff. So they have done damage based on the funding that was given to them from us, of which 60% stayed in the United States, going to the defense contractors to replenish the weapons that they were using.
You know what?
I mean, you can't fix stupid, Tim. You can't fix it.
You know what I don't like? You know what I'm really concerned with is when Russia attacked the Ukraine and we started giving the Ukrainians weapons and they were able to do some serious damage just with the shit we were giving them. Many suggested that it showed that Russia was a paper tiger with their conventional weapons, that they, you can't even handle the Ukraine, you're not as much of a superpower as we thought. My opinion is now that Trump has attacked Iran, and they're not doing the kind of damage to us that Ukraine is doing to Russia, but they are showing how much economic damage they can do to us. And they're also revealing to the world that our conventional capabilities are limited as well, because America doesn't have the tolerance to put boots on the ground. So I think they're also exposing us as weaker than people originally thought, because Trump is about the most hawkish president we've had in recent memory, and Iran has gotten him to back down to some degree.
Well, that's number one. What you said about Russia, you are 100% correct. I remember when I was on the Nimitz and we was in the Mediterranean, we used to be sitting on the fantail and we could see the Russian ships, and behind us, we telling them or they telling us whatever. We were sitting on the fantail. We would look out there and we wasn't impressed. We say, man, you know what? It's two things going to happen with Russia. Either they're going to break down or they're going to run out of gas, right? And they went into Ukraine, and what happened? They broke down, they ran out of gas, and then they also was exposed that their weapons were low quality. That's what happened. With us, what's going on over in Iran right now is basically why no president has tried to go in there.
Mm.
And then when you throw in what you call LOPP, which is lack of proper planning, then you get this joke that we have going on right now. And if the Houthis decide to do what they did last year or the year before and start launching missiles over where the other strait is, that could be a choke point. Now you could end up with two of them shut down. Okay, then what we're gonna do? And not only that, the damage that, like I said, he jacked up the United States, and he tried to jack up NATO, and everybody keep thinking that NATO can't defend themselves. Defend themselves against who? What is Russia gonna do? They can't even handle, like you said, they can't handle Ukraine.
Yeah.
But what the fuck they gonna do messing with Sweden or Finland will probably take Russia out by itself.
I think the reason that's coming up, and that's coming up mainly from the right, is because
that's MAGA.
Yeah, I think it's because they believe that NATO is significantly weaker than it actually is. That's why they're saying that Russia would attack them and all of that.
But see, that's the problem. Because NATO is stronger now than what it was.
Right.
See, that's the problem. They brought what they added. Then they had Finland and Sweden.
Yep.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
So, and those now they have militaries. So they're stronger than what they were before.
Not only that, but they also got a ton of money so they can get their hands on weapons. I mean, they may not have what we have right now, but that's just because they ain't been buying shit. They ain't been at war constantly like we have. So they ain't been going out buying all kinds of aircraft carriers and subs. They don't feel threatened like America. We keep claiming that we're always under threat, and it's mainly because we're fucking with everybody, playing the world's police. If we were not playing the world's police, we wouldn't need a military the size of what we have.
Check this out.
Go ahead.
Check this out. Not only that, Japan is loosening their export regulations as far as exporting military equipment, and they're ramping up their military industrial complex also. And so now the European countries, because they're figuring, hey, we can't really rely on the U.S. anymore for weapons and stuff, they're looking to Japan. The same thing with Germany. The same thing. South Korea is loosening up their regulations also so they can export more military hardware. So those are things that we're going to lose out because of that rich cranium that we have in the damn White House right now. You see what I'm saying? And then you look at the other shit he's done, man. You can't... The largest, either the largest or the second largest LNG field in the Middle East is actually now inoperable because Iran dropped a bomb on them. You got Saudi Arabia took a hit. Kuwait took it. I mean, all the major producers over there took a hit. And these are not fields or whatever that can be repaired in 2 or 3 months. They say that LNG field gonna take 3 to 5 years.
So this is some shit that not only us, but the world's gonna be dealing with for quite a while.
Yeah, and then look at what he did. You know, GDP is what, 1.4% or some shit. Inflation went back up. They all, you know, people like to blame Biden this and Biden that, you know. But if you go back and look at, I think it was The Economist or one of those magazines, financial magazines, said that at that time that the U.S. economy was the envy of the world. Jerome Powell.
That's what Trump is. That's what Trump has been claiming, that we're the hottest nation on earth.
You know, but see. Yeah, and if you remember, from the day he was inaugurated, they attacked Joe Biden and the economy every single day, as if we did not have a supply chain issue, as if we weren't coming out of C-19, as if not only did Biden's bill that he passed, but also the one that Trump passed also contributed to the inflation that we had, as per The Economist, but they were not the driving factors behind it. See, but MAGA don't want to hear that. All they want to hear is this bullshit that Trump spews out every damn day. He could say some shit in the morning, and by noon, they going to all be spewing the same bullshit. That's what they do.
But did you hear my caller, though, that was 3-time Trump supporter? She was really disgruntled with Trump.
You know what? She had a bad case of head up Trump's ass syndrome. You sit there, bro. Look at it, Tim. Anybody that voted for Trump in 2026, 2024, disregarded every freaking thing this man did. Every lie that he told, the damage that he did for C-19, the shit he can't even have a damn charity because they shut down his damn charity because he was stealing the money. He cheated people out of Trump University, and he told 30-some thousand damn lies when he was president. And he alienated our damn allies then. Well, and he lied. And he sat there and said, I don't know anything about Project 2025. Hey, asshole, 100 and some people that worked on 2025 came out of your freaking administration.
Yeah, I think.
And the people turned around and they voted for him anyway. White women voted for him in the same states where they had the AB on the ballot to make it part of the Constitution. Those white women voted to make it a part of the Constitution, and then they turned around and voted for the fucker that put the damn Supreme Court justices in place to overturn.
Why do you think white women would be so favorable to Project 2025 or a candidate that's trying to put it in there?
Man, shit, Tim. They put him in the White House in 2016. White women turned on Hillary.
Yeah. Well, in 2016, this is what I keep saying. I understood why people voted for Trump. Trump made huge.
Explain it to me.
Well, he promised big shit. He promised great stuff. He actually promised to go after folks that people genuinely believed were harmful to this country. And folks fell for that. And I mean, he did go after some of them, but a lot of the things he promised, as you heard from my last MAGA guest, he didn't deliver, or he went completely opposite of what he promised.
Let me tell you how fucked up they are, okay? Farmers lost business when he was president the first time, right?
Yeah.
Last year, 2025, I think it was 25% of farms filed bankruptcy. After he fucked them over with China, they made a lot of money going through USAID. And what did they do? Then they fucked around and took USAID out. And that fucked the farmers again. And now he done went over I don't know, man. I don't know if he's bending the farmers over with no lubrication or what the fuck he doing. Okay? But he just went over there now, and they didn't plan right, and so Iran said, you know what, fuck that. We're not gonna let any ship through the strait unless you pay us $2 million. Well, guess what comes through the strait besides oil?
Fertilizer. Well,
so now you got the farmers on the news talking about, well, we got to pay more for fertilizer, and now we got to pay more for diesel for our combines and our equipment. And then the truck drivers that take our product to market, they got to pay more for diesel. He just fucked up.
The belief is, I got to move it on, but the belief is if you ride with Trump, and thank you, Monica, for the hat and mustache. Thank you. The belief is that if you ride with Trump, eventually it's just short-term pain for long-term gain. Travelman, thanks for coming through.
One thing, Tim. If you ride with Trump, that means your ass got bamboozled.
Perhaps. Thank you. All right, moving on with the program. Racism is expensive, and I love it. To me, it's plenty of white people not eating steak for dinner anymore, says my point. Well, but it's also happening to black people. What Trump is doing is what any president does. It affects everybody. It ain't just affecting him. So I don't know why you would favor it based on that stance. I mean, it affects everybody. Let me go back to the box. Tap the screen, by the way. Get the likes up to 110, if you will. By the way, hang on a second. By the way, if you're following us or watching us on Instagram, TikTok, or Substack, follow the program. If you haven't been watching on YouTube, give us a sub. Also, for my YouTube users, it doesn't cost you a damn thing. Tap that like button. It helps out the algorithm. This is a MAGA-friendly program, and it helps out with the algorithm, brings in more MAGA. So if you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button as well. Real quick, on YouTube, I do have a poll. Would Kamala Harris have, I didn't type the word have, but I got, would Kamala Harris have attacked Iran? Just a few votes have come in so far, and more people, 71% of you are saying no, 29% are saying, 38% now. 38-62. 62% says she would not have attacked Iran. 38% says yes. Handsome conservative. What am I getting wrong?
Well, pretty much everything. Listen, what was that lady's handle?
Maverick.
That you had up here.
Maverick.
Yeah, Maverick. Listen, I got something to say to her. First of all, congratulations. I'm glad to see your eyes are open. To understand that the Dems and the Republicans are both getting paid by the same people. You're a lot smarter than a lot of these other people are. So I think that that's awesome, and hopefully other people will learn the shit by simple.
Now, real quick, just for folks who don't realize, you two. Now, you only voted for Trump once, right?
That's correct.
Okay, 2016.
I understand her point because I've been saying her point for. Since I've come on your show, I've been saying that the parties are getting paid by the same people. All you got to do is Google this. You're not going to get what you want when you vote a Democrat, and they're getting paid by the exact same people, AIPAC and the millionaires.
So you two, no wait. So you two believe that Kamala Harris would have attacked Iran?
I know it for a fact. As a matter of fact, I have seen the video, and I'm going to call you out.
Okay.
Because you had an opportunity to let that woman show you proof.
I asked for it.
Physical proof.
I asked for it.
You did ask for it, but instead of opening up her window so she could show you, which I've seen you do for Democrats, you just kept letting.
Well, I was fighting fires. Conservative, I was fighting fires. When she said she was MAGA, I pulled the window up for her to show me at the when she was out there on January 6th. I didn't pull it up because I was fighting fires. I was trying to keep the program on air. Do you have the video? Can you bring it up?
It's real easy to do. You mute Gangster Grandma so nobody hears it, and then you pull her up and let her show you the video.
Do you have the video?
I'm going to do you I'm gonna do you a favor. I've sent it to you 3 times. I'm gonna do you a favor. After I get off of this, I'm gonna pull up the video of Kamala and of Hillary Clinton saying this. And then when I send it to you, the rest of the Democrats can tear it apart like they usually do and come up with excuses. I've seen it. I've sent it to you. It was a while ago. So let me ask you a question.
I
will resend it to you.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, if the Democrats and Republicans are getting paid by the same people as you're suggesting, and Kamala Harris and Hillary were going to attack Iran, why didn't Obama do it?
I don't know why Obama didn't do it, but I can tell you this. Regardless of who attacked Iran, just for a second, okay, regardless of that, don't mistake it. They're all getting paid by
But what
the
you're
same
saying
people.
is not what you're saying is not making sense because Biden didn't attack him either. Why didn't he do it?
I didn't say Biden attacked him. I said they're getting paid by the same donors. That's what I'm trying to point out. I'm not saying that's the reason that they attacked or didn't attack, but they are getting paid by the same donors.
Right.
So maybe Biden didn't do it, and maybe Trump did do it, but that doesn't mean that they're not all getting paid by the same donors.
Okay, so they may be all getting paid by the same donors, but the money will buy more with Trump. Because I don't know if you heard this. I want to play this for a quick second. We'll keep talking, but this was Trump during the Obama's administration.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in strength. But to start a war in order to get elected, and I believe that's going to happen, would be an outrage.
Now that's
our president.
That's Trump during Obama's years.
I heard three things. First of all, we've been down this road before. Anybody running for president is going to say what the party wants to hear. But there's three things I did hear. One, Trump admitted he's more militaristic. I already knew that. Two, he blamed Obama, but that was to get votes. I knew that. I already knew that. Presidents, people running for presidency, always tell their parties things that aren't true or.
So maybe what you heard from maybe what you heard from Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton was just to get votes.
It might have been, Tim. That's not my point. My point is, I am not the only one that has seen the video. I'm not the only one that has said this has happened. But Gangster Grandma, bless her heart, she wasn't going to give the woman a chance to show it. She wasn't. She was like, no, not on my watch. No, I'm not going to allow it. No. That's the eyes closed syndrome. She offered to show the video. She was stopped by showing the video. She was not allowed to show it. You could have tore it apart after you seen it, but she wasn't even allowed to show it. And this is a woman that has regret voting for Trump.
Well, and I will point out to you, as somebody in the comments is stating, that when Trump made that statement, he wasn't even running for president yet. He's talking about Obama getting reelected, so that means that's back in 2011.
Trump was running for president since the day he left office the first time.
Hold on. That what you're talking about is irrelevant. He said that Obama was going to start a war with Iran to help him get reelected. Obama got reelected in 2012. So this is years before Trump came down the golden escalator. So he wasn't running.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I will give you that. That's fine. He said it before. The point is that he said on that video you just played, he's more militaristic. All right. He's more willing to get into it. Maybe he got some information that Obama didn't have at the time. Maybe there was something going on in his presidency that wasn't happening in Biden's presidency. Things do change overseas. Things happen year by year. We don't know.
I'm not
excusing anything. I'm just saying that lady had actual evidence.
You don't know that. You You don't know what she was about to show. She said she had evidence. You don't know if she actually had it or not.
I saw a video of them saying the exact same thing. I saw a video of them saying the exact same thing. Yes, that they did say that. Whether they followed through with it or not is irrelevant. Her point was she thought that if Kamala got elected, that she would have gone to a war with Iran.
How did you find it?
I agree with her.
How did you find? Because I'm looking on the internet. It's not on YouTube.
It came across. Okay. It came across my feed on TikTok and it came across my feed on Instagram. I think I saw it on Instagram first because of some people that I follow. They were throwing out election coverage stuff, and they did say it. Now, however they meant it, I can't tell you. I can only tell you that it came out of their mouths.
Yeah, because somebody is big as Kamala Harris, if she said that, it should be all over. I'm not finding it on YouTube. Let me listen to this guy real quick before we continue on, because there's looks like there's one guy trying to speak on it.
U.S. airstrikes on Iran, Democrats are sharpening their arguments against Trump's foreign policy. There's been some people arguing that if Kamala Harris had won the 2024 election, the attack on Iran would never have happened. And I gotta disagree. Listen to what Hillary Clinton had to say in 2008.
Well, the question was, if Iran were to launch a nuclear attack on Israel, what would our response be? And I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran.
Let me interrupt real quick and say, you hear what Hillary Clinton is talking about is reactive. That's not proactive. Yeah, if they attack an ally,
she's still saying that if she was president, she would attack Iran.
But
she's still saying
but that's totally
war goes, this war could be reactive.
What Trump is doing is not in retaliation for Iran attacking anyone. That was proactive because he's claiming they would have had developed a bomb by now. He didn't react to anything. What he did was proactive. Hillary Clinton is talking about reactive.
Tell you what I'm going to do. That's a good video, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it up from my archives because I have it from when I sent it.
Who sent the Galaxy?
And I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it to you through in your message box. Okay. I'm going to send it to you in your message box so you can actually watch it.
Okay, well, I'm making it clear, and before we continue, I think we got a guest. I don't know who said. Somebody let me know who that Galaxy came from. I didn't see it, but I do want to travel.
First stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel. We would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say. But those people who run Iran need to understand.
I want to hear his Kamala Harris clip.
That perhaps will deter them from doing something that would be reckless, foolish, and tragic.
Threatening to obliterate a country sounds a lot like Trump, doesn't it? Listen to what Obama had to say in 2012.
First of all, Israel.
Okay, I'm going to skip over Obama because he's been in office for 8 years and he didn't do shit. So it doesn't matter what Obama said. You got evidence that he wouldn't have attacked. Well, he didn't do it. So we're gonna ignore what he did and go by words. He didn't do it. He had all the chance in the world to do it.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about words. We're talking about what they said.
No, I'm asking a question. No. I'm asking a question. If these people had been in office, would they have attacked Iran? Not what they would have been talking about. Trump didn't talk about attacking Iran. He did it. So we're talking about people who would have done it. Obama was in office for 8 years. He didn't do it. So it doesn't matter what he said at this point. He didn't carry through on it. So I don't know why his words. I want to hear what Kamala Harris said before we go to traveling because he wants to talk to you.
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands. Okay? This attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles. What we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power That is one of my highest priorities.
So if you
and
have
that
proof
must be.
that Iran is building a nuclear weapon, would you take military action?
I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals at this moment.
No hypotheticals.
Now that's a little bit closer to validated. Now she didn't say yes, but she certainly didn't say no.
She did in my video.
Well, I'd have to see your video. Travelman, but that doesn't exonerate her at all. She didn't say no. Travelman.
I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. HRC said that. And she said if Iran were to launch a nuclear attack on Israel.
Shit, sorry about that.
Once again, they like to take these statements, MAGA and conservatives or whatever the hell you want to call them, they always like to do a partial statement. They never say the whole thing. Once again, what her name, Kamala said, she's not speaking in hypotheticals. She said they would prevent them. Nobody actually went in and did the deed except Trump, and he went in with a half-ass plan.
I partially agree. I got to push back.
That they went in. We're arguing two different points. I never said they went in. I said I can send Tim a video saying where they said they would go in.
Then show the whole context.
I don't know.
That's the whole fucking video, dude. I told you that.
No, you said that she would attack Iran, right? Didn't you say that?
That's what she said on the video.
Okay.
Yes.
But then when you said that, did you also say? Why you didn't say she said she would attack Iran if they launched a nuke at Israel? Because that's the full statement.
Because it's a different video of her saying it to a different person. It's not the same video. She may have said that in this interview, but she had more than one interview. She talked to more than one person. I'm not holding back context. If you want to tear it apart, let me send it to Tim. Y'all can read from your little playbook and you can tear it apart.
Okay, here's another one where she said she said in 2015, and she was discussing the Iran nuclear deal. She said that military action would not be hesitated if Iran attempts to obtain a nuclear weapon. Now, that could mean the same thing that Trump did back in June, where he launched missiles against them. That does not mean a full-scale attack.
I'm sorry, was that a question?
No, it's a statement.
I'm just reading to you something. I'm just saying, that's another time when she said it.
Okay, great. You can pull up 1,000 times that she said this or that. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a certain video with a different person that she's talking to, where she clearly said, I would attack Iran, and so did Hillary Clinton. There was no extra. There was no add-ons. That was just the video.
What year was that?
Video I'm talking about. It didn't have the year posted on it. But the point it doesn't matter what year it was. I'll send it to Tim. I have no problem sending it to Tim.
Okay, and you focused on one video, and I just named multiple times when she said it.
Great. I'm really happy that you know how to pull up videos.
Well, you do too.
Nothing that what I'm saying. It changes absolutely nothing.
I'd have to see the video, but I will.
I'm exaggerating.
You know what? I gotta disagree with you, man.
I gotta disagree slightly with you, Trevor, man. I'll say this. I'm not going to exonerate Kamala Harris and say she wouldn't do it, but that reporter clearly asked her would she do it, and she didn't say no. So to me, the jury's kind of out on it. She didn't tell him no.
Come on, Tim. She said, I am not going to deal in hypotheticals. That's what she said.
Put on the red hat, Tim.
No, it ain't got nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with a red hat. You should be able to clearly say what.
In the wake of U.S. airstrikes
what Hillary Clinton said.
Democrats are sharpening.
What Hillary Clinton said to me was definitive. We'll do it if they attack Israel. Kamala Harris was trying to talk out of both sides of her mouth to me. I mean, she should have just came out and said no. I mean, that's an easy question to answer. Why hypotheticals? I mean, come on now. She left room.
Because it was a hypothetical.
But she left room
to be fair for Kamala Harris. To be fair for Kamala Harris, her whole campaign she was talking out of two sides of her mouth.
Come on, dude. I know you're not going there. I know you're not going there.
I am so going there. I'm there back, and I'm halfway back again. I am so there.
They're eating
gangster grandma.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the animals. Okay.
Why are they eating the dogs and the animals?
Let me see.
That's
Let me see. Mr. President, do you have a plan for the daycare problem? Did you hear the answer he gave that lady? That shit was so non-convoluted.
Yeah.
You couldn't even they had to come back and ask him.
Hey,
5 minutes.
I hear everything you're saying, but that does not mean that Kamala Harris doesn't talk out of both sides of her mouth. And
you know what?
Is changing the point.
Go ahead, defend Trump.
Yeah, and that's what it's.
You overlooked everything that he did, and you voted for a pathological liar.
I'm not overlooking everything he did. I didn't vote for him the second or the third time strictly because he was running on conflict and not making America great again. I voted for him the first time because I wanted America to be great again. And God,
when was that?
That sticks in y'all's craw.
When was that? When was America great? It was great for you.
Oh God! Don't start on your.
Well, don't start on your Make America Great bullshit.
Please, you have lost that fight years ago. You're like a dog with a bone. Nobody cares.
How did he lose the fight?
It doesn't exist.
What fight are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, how did he
what are
lose
you
the
talking
fight?
about?
Dude, the whole white privilege bullshit.
I didn't say anything about white privilege.
When was
Did I say anything about white privilege?
Again?
I didn't hear him say nothing about white privilege.
America was great when people could afford to eat. America was great when people could pay rent and have a little something to do with their families.
Yeah,
that's when America was great.
Yeah, America was great.
And I grew up around black families.
Don't tell me that
could
bullshit.
Feed their,
okay. Yeah, you know what?
Dude,
you know what?
Dude, I grew up.
You know what?
Dude, I grew up. Dude, I can interrupt you as much as you want.
Hey, let me tell you something.
I grew up in Tinker Creek.
Okay, you gonna let me say something?
Let him respond to you, conservative.
Families getting their asses handed to them.
You gonna let me say something?
Tell me your shit.
You gonna make me say something?
Conservative. Hold on. Conservative, you gotta let him respond to you. You gotta let him respond to you, conservative.
America was great. America was great when they was sticking dogs and fire hoses on people. Yes, America was great when people came back from Vietnam and they couldn't get any kind of treatment. That's when they were great. So I don't want to hear that bullshit,
I will be the first to admit that people had it bad back in the day.
So who was it great for?
Was wrong.
So who was it great for?
You don't have it bad. You're not a victim. The only victimhood you have is in your fucking head, dude. It's in your fucking head.
Hold on a minute. Just because you don't see it, I'm not a victim, dude. I have a very good lifestyle. I'm not a victim, but I'm not going to overlook. I'm not going to overdo. Every time somebody try to bring up the history that you fucking people did to people, then it's a victimhood. But when when you had white affirmative action, everything was good. You got damn racism shit going on right now. That is why all your major financial institutions have racism charges against them and losing lawsuits. You damn right.
Dude,
it goes on right now.
You brought up the
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
You brought up the history. You
want to play the one saying make America great.
If you want to play the
making nobody don't go for that victim
for
shit,
everybody.
I don't go for the victim,
dude.
I don't vote for the victim.
Gangster.
I don't vote for the victim bullshit.
Me.
I don't vote for the victim bullshit.
Make America great means for everybody.
Have you ever been denied anything because your skin, because
I
of your
hear you
skin?
talking over me, but I don't hear you listening. Can you listen?
I ain't got time for that shit. Don't take that to somebody else.
Well, then why don't you cop down, son? If you can't handle it,
I've had a good life. I've had a good life.
Well, good. Go have a good life.
So I had a good life, but I also know when America talk that talking that crazy
please, man. I'm not talking crazy talk.
That's why all these other companies got that racial lawsuits.
You're reading from the same fucking playbook that we've been listening to for years.
Yeah, you said the same playbook. You said the same playbook that Maddox and all them other fools kind of
years, dude.
You use the same playbook.
Lost.
You use the same playbook.
All right, gentlemen. That'll. All right, fair enough. Travelman, I'll give you the last word, then I'll go to conservative. Travelman.
They always want to talk that make America great again, and it was great for us, okay? And you still got racism going on today. That's why you have all these lawsuits against the financial firms and stuff for people not only that they serve, but the people that work for them also. That ain't no damn victimhood. That's the shit that's going on today.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
As long as you're looking for victimhood, you're going to find it. When I say make America great again, I mean for everybody. I don't give two shits what the color of your skin is. You're just a little boy crying wolf. Nobody wants to hear that shit anymore. Make America great again means for every race, creed, or color, just like all lives matter. So why don't you do that? It's the same fucking thing. We don't exclude. He excludes. That bullshit is exclusive. Feel bad for me. I had it bad in the past when I wasn't alive. Bullshit.
All right.
That's bullshit. The victims are gone. He's not a victim. He's just reading from the same playbook.
I got a hell of a lot to say on this. I'll leave it at that. Thank you, conservative. Appreciate you coming through. Before I respond, I got a lot to respond on this. In the comments, what's your callers? What would your callers bring it up? They had black friends. How do they want black people to react to that? Me too. The man said he had black friends. I'll leave it at that. But let me just say something real quick. When it comes to white privilege and this stuff like this, there's going to permanently be a divide in this nation on that. There's going to be people who are going to, in fact, not just going forward, there has always been a segment of white America that has been denying that blacks are going through anything detrimental. When Martin Luther King was protesting, they were telling him this town was fine until you came here and started stirring up these colored folks. There were folks who even suggested that it made no sense for slaves to complain because they were getting free food and free housing. I mean, look, you're not going to convince everybody about this. Now, does that mean white privilege doesn't exist? Does it mean it does exist? I've said this before many times on the program. Privilege can take many avenues. It doesn't always mean, look, I grew up in a trailer park. You know, a single parent, we struggled, we could barely afford food. I didn't have any privilege. Privilege doesn't have to be financial. As I mentioned before on some of these lives, you could have two homeless people that don't have a damn penny to their lives, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. They could both be literally sleeping on the street, across the street from each other at night. And one of them could be getting woke up by police and threatened to be charged with loitering if he doesn't move on, and the other guy could be allowed to lay there on the ground and peacefully sleep. They're both broke. Nobody has any money, yet one of them is being treated better than the other one. So I don't know why people automatically go to the point of income when it comes to privilege, because you don't need to have income to be privileged. Maybe just letting you be a free man in society and not fucking with you could be part of the privilege. I also point this out. Let's take the board game Monopoly. I always use Monopoly as an example. Let's say you got a bunch of players. You know how Monopoly is played. You go collect $200 every time you go past go. You buy properties, you buy hotels. Now let's imagine you play a game of Monopoly and just one of the players, everybody else gets to roll the dice and go around the board, collecting $200, buying property, et cetera, et cetera. This one player has to stay there on go, cannot roll the dice, let's say for about 200 rolls. So all the other players are going around the board, buying property, getting $200. This one player is stuck there on go for about 200 rolls. On the 201st row, they tell, well, we're all equal now. You can go around the property as well. You can go around the board as well. We're all equal now. Nobody got any advantage over anybody else. Well, all the property's bought up by then. All the other players got significantly more money in the bank than this guy does. Now, there may be some players who have actually went around the board and landed on other people's property, and they don't have as much money. So they're going to look at the player that's been held for 200 rows and say, well, see, I don't got any more than you. I didn't inherit anything. I'm not doing very well. No, but you had the opportunity. This person did not have the opportunity. Let's say you play a game for a while. You know, Monopoly can go on forever. So you decide, I'm going to let my friend take the game and play for my part. Everybody decides to do that. The person who was held back, he's going to hand over a lot less than all the other players to their friends that pick up the game. And that's going to keep happening. No matter how long they play the game, the people that are descendants of that original player that was held back, every time it's time to hand over the game to another person, that person's always going to be behind because of what happened in the beginning of the game. The only way you're ever going to correct that is you're going to have to either hold some of those other players back, take some of their properties from them and give it to this guy, or give him some of their bankroll, some DEI type shit, if you know what I mean. But if you just allow the game to continue going on, that player is from the original player, whoever continues taking his part in the game, they're always going to be behind the other players of the game because of what happened in the beginning. I don't care if it's 10 players down the line. That player is still going to be noticeably further behind than every damn body else, unless he's gotten extremely lucky throughout the game. Now, some of those other players may have landed on hotels and things of the other original players, so they can say, well, my guy didn't hand me shit, so I'm not doing any better than you. I didn't have any privilege. No, you just happened to squander a fortune that was in your group. But originally, you had a much better opportunity. You just didn't do as much with it. So when it comes to the privilege argument, look, if you don't want to see it, you're not going to see it. You're just not. There's nothing going to make you see it. I mean, you could have whole police departments admit, yeah, we fuck with this group more than we fuck with that group. You could have courts admit, yeah, we've checked their paperwork and it suggests we have been giving harsher punishments to this group more than that group. If you don't want to see it, you're not going to see it. You're going to come up with every reason you can to ignore what a lot of the people are actually admitting to you. There are corporations, there are politicians, there are plenty of police departments that have came out and admitted, yeah, we checked you talk about stop and frisk. The city of New York under Rudolph Giuliani later apologized to minorities and admitted it was unfair to them. But you still have folks saying stop and frisk has nothing to do with color. The nation's largest city, known for stop and frisk, came out and admitted, yes, it was affecting people of color. If you don't want to see it, you're not going to see it. There's no better way to say it than that. You don't have to take my word. Take it from the word of the people who admit they were doing it. So there is no way. Look, if I try to show you something and you put a mask over your eyes, you're never going to see it. It's as simple as that. You can come up with a million reasons for why it doesn't exist. Give me a million reasons for why people admit they was doing it. They've actually came out and confessed to it. So I don't know how else to look at that other than, like I said, some folks just refuse to see what they don't want to see. So we'll go back to the box. Tap the screen, get the likes up to 120 if you will. And yeah, and I will also add this, because my last caller suggested that Trump wants to make America great for all of us. I don't think he's doing a good job convincing all of us that that is the case, even if that is true. Let's say he really does want to make America great for everybody. You got large segments of the population that does not believe that, and he is not providing a convincing, calling folks garbage, discussing whole cities as shithole. Does that sound like all of us is involved in that? So I'm just going to suggest the rhetoric coming out of his mouth does not indicate in all of us point of view. It sounds like he likes some of us and some of us he don't. Some of us he does not. I mean, there are some of us he never criticizes and there are some of us he never compliments. So the idea that he's trying to make America great for everyone does not, at least in my opinion, does not resonate with what the man has actually said. There are quotes coming from the guy. As of now, President Trump has pretty much prevented all refugees from coming to this country. The only ones he's let in so far has been 100% white. How do you explain that? 100% of the refugees coming in the country under your presidency has been white so far. How do you explain that? During the largest deportation border security administration in history, somehow you found a way that the few people that did come in were 100% white. How do you explain that? And then the reason used for letting them in the country, suggesting that they were fleeing, what did he say they were dealing with in South Africa? Was it genocide? What term did he use? Suggesting that the white South Afrikaners were fleeing, I think he said genocide. What term did he use? Somebody let me know in the comments. But anyway, he said they were he said genocide. Said the white South Afrikaners were fleeing genocide. Did you know that many of them have decided to go back home? You can see white South Afrikaners that were part of Trump's Elon Musk refugee program on YouTube stating that the affordability in America was too high, so they decided to go back to South Africa. Who would have thought that someone would actually decide that affordability is more important than dealing with genocide? They actually went back home. It costs so much to live in America, I'd rather go back and deal with the genocide. Does that make sense? So, I'm just going to tell you, when the suggestion is he's here to make the country better for everybody, you got a lot more convincing to do to a lot of people. Let me go back to the box, tap the screen, get us on up to 130,000. Feel free to support the program. Hat, mustache, TikTok, cap goes. Try to help your boy get off a go. I don't want to be there on the 200th roll, if you know what I mean. So help your boy out. Anyway, looking in the comments, didn't want to live in Trump's America, says Team Cawthorn. Well, you don't get a choice in that. Luis Miguel, thank you very much. People trying to justify anything. Well, the African refugees were used as props, like the lady making a delivery of McDonald's. You know, that's crazy. I just heard that today. You know, the woman that was standing next to Trump, the DoorDash lady, the time when he said he thought he was a physician and not portraying Jesus yesterday, which is hilarious, by the way. Daddy Dan, thanks for the hat mustache. The woman standing next to him in the DoorDash shirt, he asked her, you know, men shouldn't be playing in women's sports, should they? And you saw her take the high road like, sir, I'm not here for that. I'm here for the no tax on tips. Well, folks are indicating that she was a paid actor or actress. I haven't seen validity on that. But there are folks who are suggesting that DoorDash woman that was next to Trump celebrating his no tax on tips, allegedly having a husband that was stage 4 cancer. By the way, if you got a husband that is dealing with cancer and he's stage 4, working for DoorDash ain't gonna do shit for his medical bills. You don't get any medical insurance from DoorDash at all, and they don't pay enough to buy it. So I don't know why they would bring her up there to talk about a husband dying of cancer while working at DoorDash. Those two things don't go together very well. You work at DoorDash because you need to make a quick buck. They actually even call it a side hustle. You're not going to take care of a dying, ailing person off of a DoorDash. I can't believe they even brought up to say that. Anyway, let me go back to the box. Somebody mad about caps sounds like, BB, you hate, well, try to avoid the caps, folks. It is what it is. Let me go back to the box. Yeah, working for DoorDash, trying to take care of an ailing husband. Those things don't go well together. Takesha Bowie, she was
Tim, what news do you watch, baby?
all of them. See, when I'm working,
They talked about that yesterday. That lady done been before Congress and everything. It was a stunt.
I saw the photo. Yeah, I saw the photos of her sitting before Congress.
They were trying to make it seem like the no tax on tips was a good thing. She said that she made $10,000 worth of tips doing DoorDash. But the backlash came when they said, okay, why is this elderly woman who looks like she should be retired got a DoorDash to make it in the USA in this so great economy? So it backfired on them. Even DoorDash has come out and said that she got the questions and they practiced with her before they actually, did the video. So we're not going to even talk about that. I don't know why you don't believe nothing, but you got to stay off the.
I didn't say I didn't believe it. I said I didn't validate it.
Yeah, because you're too busy on them far rights. You got to come off the far rights and find you something in the middle. But I'm very disappointed in some conservative. And I'm going to tell you why. And I know that people don't understand racism that has never had to face it. But when he said that he wanted him to make it great again where everybody was doing good, there's never been a time when everybody was doing good. And white privilege does exist. And I'm going to tell you an instance where it existed in our faces. Do you remember when that college guy was going around raping those girls on the college campus, and he went to court and the judge said, well, I'm not going to sentence you because it will ruin your life. You got a lot going for you. And if I sentence you to jail, it's going to ruin your life and you can't finish college and succeed in life.
I don't recall that. I do remember a guy running over some people. They said he had affluenza, which was another.
No, I'm talking about.
I don't remember this one.
In college,
I don't remember this one.
That was going around raping those young girls. He went to college, and the white judge said, "I'm not going to sentence you because it would mess up your life."
Yeah, I see one of my YouTube viewers said it was a lacrosse player from Duke or something.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Brock Turner. Somebody even got the name in there.
That's what we call white privilege. Because if we get caught with some good ganja, we go in jail.
I gotta push back. I got an example. Tiger Woods should be in jail.
Let me explain something to you, Tim. I'm talking about our young kids. I'm not talking about that fool that keep driving drunk and then go get somebody was on the phone with the president. Nobody cares. Tiger Woods, drag him off and keep him down. I'm talking about how they do the young children, how they make a difference in our young black.
Well, let me. Here's where I'm pushing back. I think that this Duke, somebody pointed this, something Brock was his name or whatever, lacrosse player. Chances are he had very wealthy parents, and I will say that privilege. Hold on, hang on. Let me get it out. Privilege absolutely exists, but it exists more for those who are wealthy. And I don't think an average white dude that was needing to hire a public defender would have got treated the same way as that guy did.
The fact remains, Tim, the sentencing was based on him needing to finish college and become something in life.
Yeah.
When do we get that?
Not generally.
Okay, shut up.
But that's not normal for even an average white person.
Let me finish what I'm saying before I forget. Secondly, Maverick said she was finna get the video. Even though Gangsta Grandma kept on yelling and talking, that does not stop your fingers from pulling up the video that you have. I'm sure if she had to say, hey, Tim, I got it, you would have put her in the big screen. So she did have an opportunity to pull up her video. While we cuss you out and calling you bald head, guess what you do? Pull up stuff to find out if it's true. And then you say, hold up, I got it right here. And then you
based on what I've seen from Kamala Harris, I'm kind of thinking there may be a video out there.
That's beside the point, Tim. I'm making a point.
Okay.
I'm sick of you trying to push back and you ain't understanding with your big rover-dover head.
Why I gotta have a rover-dover head?
The point I'm making is I'm trying to take up for your ugly ass.
I gotta be ugly, goddamn.
Give her the chance to pull up her video. This is the last time I'm gonna take up for your ugly ass. Because you want to push back so bad, you don't even comprehend what I'm doing.
Okay, first of all, should I change my name to the ugly liberal? Goddamn, you women are horrible.
Yes, the truth will set you free.
You know something? I'll tell you something. When you want to talk about privilege in the white man, I have yet to have a single white woman come up here and call me ugly. It's all you sisters. What the hell is that?
Look at what they comparing you to.
What are they comparing me to?
It ain't that many good-looking white men, Tim. Stop it. Listen, Tim. So anyway.
So what do you say? Wait, hold on. So what are you saying? Because there's not a lot of good-looking white men. If I go over there, they'll treat me better than my own kind. Is what you're saying, right?
Man, they'll thank you to Black Gavin Newsom.
And you guys wonder why a lot of us brothers go over there. Then that's an interesting point you made.
Tim, but guess what I don't? Guess what?
Go ahead.
I don't care about y'all going over there because I go over there myself. But anyway, listen, Tim. Check this out. You got some good looking white men.
All right, Kamala Harris.
Listen. I don't care who talk about me. I date Hispanic and everything. I do not care. Whoever treat me right, that's who I'm gonna talk to. It don't matter about your color. It matter about how you treat me.
I mean, don't you feel like?
Kind,
but don't you find yourself
stick with your own kind?
But don't
and get treated like a dog.
But don't you feel sometimes like the dick might oppress you?
I'm not impressed by no people.
I said oppressed. Oppressed.
Oppressed.
Yeah, you saying the white man is oppressive. You don't think he might try to oppress you with the dick?
No, ain't nobody penis that good to me.
Okay, I don't know.
I've had them all sizes and all shapes, and I've had them all dipped and dapped. Tim, I'm not impressed by penis. Do I like it? Yes, but it don't run my mind. I run it.
Well, you are religious, so I'm assuming you just go, oh God, a few times.
No, I don't say God's name when I'm having sex. That's very disrespectful. Sex is not that good that you got to call the Lord's name while you getting it. I'm sorry. People just do that just because they see it on flicks. You ain't got to do all. You ain't got to call God's name while you having no sex.
Well, you're calling it out because you're being blessed with good dick.
No, Tim. I done told you I play by a lot of things, but I don't play by that. Quit playing with me by that.
I'm not. I'm just simply, it's a blessing.
You're going to hell. You're going to hell with gasoline draws on, sliding down alcohol.
What? No.
Listen, Tim.
No.
Yes. You play with God too much. I done told you about that. Now listen. This for the pro-life people. Tim, I understand people don't believe in abortions. Let me say that. But how many of those people that want to force a woman to have a child they don't like go to the system and adopt those kids?
Not many.
How many pro-lifers do you think go and adopt kids that are in the system?
And by the way, that Hanson Conservative said he has sent me those videos. I don't think many, but it's the same argument with the liberals that are pro-immigrant. They say, well, why don't you take immigrants in your house? I mean, it's the same argument.
I would. But I'm saying, Tim, this is something that they really made a whole law. They don't want these women to have these procedures, but they don't go and adopt the kids once they get here. They don't want to feed them. They don't want to. Yeah. You can't even get people to go pay for school lunches to put money on children's accounts that they know parents are struggling. They ain't going to help pay no book fees. They ain't even giving children too small clothes out their closet. They're not doing none of this, but they want you to have a child and bear all the financial responsibilities that you wasn't ready for. And every time you have sex, you're not having sex to say, well, I'm ready for a baby. The condom could break. Your birth control could fail. So they basically say, well, just be abstinent. What if you with your husband? He walk off and leave you. Guess what you are now? A single parent. They cannot provide for your child because they don't really make these men or these women pay child support.
You get no argument from me. I absolutely agree that the party that said we need to have more babies, like you hear Trump saying and things like that, while also cutting programs that would help single mothers and poor moms. Yeah, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
But my thing is, too, they act like when they get to heaven, God gonna say, well, your neighbor had a procedure. Get rid of her baby. I'm gonna put that on you. You got to pay for what your neighbor did. That's how they act. Like they got to pay for what these folks. People have to answer to God for themselves. My sins ain't gonna be on your account, and your account ain't gonna be on mine. I got to stand for what I do. You got to stand for what you do. Mind your own business, and the other folks mind theirs.
What if you could pass a law to and stop babies from dying, and you chose not to? God won't hold you accountable for that?
No.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, so I can't. Somebody said pull out.
Tim,
Oh my
Tim,
God.
do you know what the word says?
No.
You can kill somebody with your tongue.
I think I may have done that. I may have done that a couple times. All right, I'm learning.
Your words can depress a person.
Oh, you mean that way? Okay. You mean actually talking with your tongue?
See what I'm saying?
I just
see what I'm saying.
It took me a minute to figure it out. I thought you were talking about something.
That's why I told you definitely going to hell. But listen, I'm talking about you can say something to a person that may be on the edge of committing unaliving themselves and push them over the edge, and guess what you done did? Unalive that person with your words.
Okay, that's different. That's a different kind of use of your tongue. I didn't know what you were talking about.
The unalive penalty. A lot of people are for it. That's taking a life.
Yeah, I said that too.
You can take a life other than the procedure.
Yeah, I said that to my guest, handsome conservative, he's very pro-life, and I said that. I was like, you guys are pro-life. Now, he's not pro-capital punishment, but I said, you guys are pro-life, and then your party's also in favor of capital punishment. To me, if you don't believe in taking a life, you shouldn't be able to do it to a criminal either.
And like you said, Till, the party of cutting your...
Yeah.
You can't get free lunch. Your parents can't even afford... Your parents barely can afford food at the house. How they can pay for your school lunch? So you hungry at school. You don't know how hungry those kids be. But Congress get a stipend for lunch every day. And they got their own money. Congress get free insurance. They don't pay no copays. And we pay for that. Yeah. But they don't want to give it to nobody else. And when you said that we are one of the richest countries in the world, we are one of the brokest, we in the most debt. We are not the richest, we are the most debted country.
Well,
we owe at the wazoo.
Yeah, but you're talking about on paper. I'm talking about when you look at the quality of how Americans live compared to everybody else. I mean, most Americans
we a third world. Tim,
no,
we are a third world country with a Gucci belt on, Louis Vuitton shoes, toting a Prada bag.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if you got all your bills paid and you live in debt free, but I'm living in a penthouse, got my own private jet, and I'm eating lobster every night, but I'm deep in debt. I'm actually living richer than you. It's just on paper, you know.
I honestly don't think I don't think we're great as people want us to. We're not great. We're like I said, Tim, we are prideful, judgmental, we're selfish, and we're bullies.
I don't disagree with any of that, but what I'm saying is if you look at the average means of an American citizen, even an impoverished American is living better than a lot of middle-class folks in other countries. You probably got air conditioning, you probably got internet, you probably got cable TV or whatever they can streaming TV now.
My friend went over to it's next to it's a part of Africa. She went to do some mission work. And she said those people over there, even though they poor, she said she don't even think they know how poor they are.
Yeah.
She said their attitudes are so beautiful. They're some of the nicest people you ever want to meet. So evidently, Tim, coming over here being rich, dogged out, and treated bad is worse than being over there impoverished and you don't know you impoverished.
I believe that. I mean, greed can cause all sorts of unhappiness. Chasing wealth. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that when I moved to Australia, that was the first thing I noticed is that they have a lot less than we do, and they're much more happier with it. I mean, they were still hanging clothes out the dryer. I'm like, you don't have a dryer? They were still using TV antenna. Like, y'all don't got cable? This was in 2005.
Yeah, and they just as happy.
Yeah, and they happy about it. I was like,
those
wow.
Folks ain't looking like they depressed and then over in these other places, Tim. It's us. We mounted down with debt. And we're depressed because we so heavy trying to pay for this stuff to look rich to people that don't even know us, Tim. That's what we do over here. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to let you go. Trump said that he know China going to be happy when he opened the strait. China ships ain't stopped going through there, Tim.
Yeah, I heard.
They went right on through the blockade. He said President Xi and him had a good conversation. Trump, stop lying. You know them China gonna come out and say they ain't no conversation with you. You know you be lying on China so hard. You ain't get what he said. I'll be going over there in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Here we go with the 2 weeks, Tim. The president of China ain't talked to him at all.
Yeah. Well, Straight Talk also said, Straight Talk even said gas prices will come down in 2 weeks. I don't know why they keep saying 2 weeks every time. Everything is 2 weeks away.
Listen, that's just like me waiting around with a smile when a man said, I'll be over there to give it to you in 2 weeks. And I'm going to sit there smiling for 2 weeks and he don't show up. Stop it. Let the 2 weeks go, Tim. Let it go.
All right, Takesha. I appreciate you coming on.
All right, my friend.
I'll come hang out with you.
Have a good night.
I'll come hang out with you in 2 weeks. Thanks for coming through.
That's okay, Tim.
Yo, come on now. I heard you.
Tim, let me tell you something. Tim, I'm trying to save your heart. You don't want this, Tim. You don't want this cougar cat.
I was told I.
You don't want Tim.
What we just talking about killing somebody with your tongue. I gotta go.
Tim, they used to call me Red Snapper. You don't want it till you won't get it back.
You don't underestimate the skills. I gotta go. All right, appreciate it. Tap the screen, folks. Oh man, I haven't had it. I was about to eat some catfish. I suddenly got a taste of some Red Snapper. Looking in the comments, yet juicing us today. What do you mean juicing us dry? Damn. People want to complain about what America does, but they don't understand that's what sustains our way of life. That's a great point there. Who is that? Who is that? Nelly that said that? Because somebody asked me that one time. I was talking to one of my MAGA friends. Nell said that. And they were, when it comes to Trump and stuff like that. And my response is this, and I'll go to the box. Tap the screen, get us up to 130. By the way, for my YouTube viewers, smash that like button. If you're watching us on Instagram, TikTok, or Substack, follow the program. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button and give us a sub. We're here most weekdays. We are MAGA friendly. We don't block, ban, or censor any damn body. This is uncensored speech. You can be critical of anybody on the program, including yours truly. Comments go left of Bernie Sanders, so I'm having dinner with Q. My explanation was our government is kind of like a mob boss. We American citizens are kind of like mob wives. We know what our husbands are doing at night. Robbing, shaking people down, maybe even taking a few lives. But we appreciate the fur coats he brings home. The fact that we're driving around in the latest Cadillac, the furniture got the brand new shag carpet, for you guys can go back far enough. Fact is, we know what our government is doing to provide us with this way of life. And so yeah, we American citizens are kind of like mob wives. You know, our husbands are not out doing the best at night. They're not out, they're not out there, they're not walking around reading Bible passages to people. They're out pulling capers, licks, jewelry heists, shit like that. But we enjoy the lifestyle that it provides us. So we kind of look the other way. We make up excuses, things like that. That really is kind of what we do. It's kind of what we do. Anyway, gas prices in America, despite them going up, most countries pay a lot more for fuel than we do. It's because we're always in the Middle East, probably bringing home what does the mob boss say? You can maintain this pizza restaurant, but 10% of your profits go to me. Otherwise, I'd hate to see something happen to your restaurant. Why do you think we're paying less for fuel? You can ship oil anywhere you want to, but 10% of your proceeds go to us, or 10% of the crude oil come to us. I would hate to see something happen to one of your tankers. I mean, we're mob wives. It's as simple as that. We're mob wives. Looking in the comments, Trump uses 2 weeks as a standard turnaround. That is true. So you are deserving of the jail sentence that your government is worthy of as well then. No, because the mob wife don't go to jail. No, the mob wife is just taking in the proceeds. You never hear mob wives go to jail. All you got to do is testify that you knew what your husband was out doing and you kind of get off. So no, I don't think the mob wives. I don't think we're going to go to jail. Yeah, we're receiving ill-gotten gains, but no. I mean, if your husband goes out and and pulls a caper, and then he fences the jewelry, converts it to cash, and he comes home and buys buys a brand new TV or a brand new bed, you don't get charged for sleeping in that bed or watching that TV. Yeah, you know he's on the street pulling capers, but as long as you don't take any of the proceeds directly, you don't go to jail for that. Some might view you as a piece of shit for doing it, but no, you don't go to jail. Anyway, I'll go back to the box and thank you guys who are smashing that like button on YouTube, especially, and certainly give your boy a sub. Gangsta Grandma. Good evening.
I so hate you some damn times.
I'm showing you number love.
Shut the hell up on God. I'm trying to be nice.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. I don't give redneck mofos the grace of nothing. I don't give a fuck if that woman I ain't getting a vote. I don't give a fuck if she don't vote blue. I don't give two fucks. But let me tell you something though. She didn't give us grace. She did not give us grace when she went into the voting booth and voted for a racist rapist. She didn't do that.
What if she...
I don't give two fucks about her.
What if she did exactly... What if she did exactly what you're suggesting, voted in a manner that ruins our lives, but then after she did it, she realizes the error of her ways and wants to apologize and lets you know, going forward, I would never do that again. I'm so sorry. Would you forgive her?
She could go jump off a bridge. I would never accept her apology.
So you're not...
I would never accept her apology.
You're a Christian, right?
I'm a Christian. I'm not a good Christian.
You're not a forgiving Christian.
No, I'm not. I believe in this. Let me tell you something. When black women and brown people, we all stood up and we said, 2025 is real. Go look at it. Go look at it. Go read it. No, they didn't want to read it. They want to go suck on him. Yes, master. Oh, yes, daddy. He's our orange Jesus. They didn't give two F's about us. They didn't give two F's about anybody, about how ICE is going to destroy our country. How about ICE is going into people's restaurants like mine, trying to come in mine, and ask for IDs and shit. Tried to. I threw ice at them. I told them I wish they would.
You threw ice at ice. Real quick in the comments, Joe Box says you are a fraud, Tim. Joe Box, elaborate on what you're saying. You know we don't block, ban, or censor. Appreciate your input. Let me know how you're suggesting I'm a fraud. But no, I hear what you're saying, Gangsta Grandma, but listen, at the end of the day, including myself, some people believed what Trump was campaigning on and what he was promising.
You know what? If they didn't learn the first time go around, when he had tariffs on washers and dryers, when he had tariff stuff, it was already going downhill before COVID hit, before C-19 hit. And then he made it worse with C-19, when over 1 million people unalived. He didn't give a two fucks. Oh, he wanted the government open and everything else for what? For his people to make money. He never gave a fuck about us. Never. Did everybody forget that he had tariffs and stuff for the first damn time?
Well,
yeah.
Well, the terrorist, the way he is...
The only reason why he didn't go all the way because he had people stopping him.
Yeah, but guess what? The terrorist, the way he explained them, I can understand why that made sense to some folks.
Hold up. He gave us free money. No, he never did that. It was the Democrats that did that. The Republicans kept on fighting. Wow. That's insane. Do you see that? He never gave them money. It was the Democrats that did it. Because and did anybody forget that we had long lines at food places getting handouts for food? Did people forget about that?
Oh, apparently they did. In the comments, Joe Box says this is literally a woman that plays 3 to 5 different rules. This is straight up propaganda. What are you talking about? That makes no sense. Clear it up. Retype it.
I don't want free money, you numbnut. I'm in a blue state, bitch. I give the Democrats, the blue states carries the red states. So you numbnut, get the fuck out of here.
I'm just saying, wow. And I see CGOG Kush in regards to me talking to Keisha, use the word I haven't heard in a long time, says, Y'all stop being mannish. I haven't heard that word.
I'm just sick of you trying to cater to the snow roaches. I'm so sick of you. I don't give them grace. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I didn't vote for none of this shit. High gas prices, high food prices. You know, people can't even afford a home. There's a lot more homeless now.
In what
and you
way?
Want me to, oh, baby, I forgive you. Go jump off a bridge.
In what way do I cater? And I don't.
You do.
How?
You don't push back.
In what way? Explain.
Back. You don't push back. What are you talking about?
I do push back.
You never push. No, you don't, Tim.
Well, I'm not gonna call people the C word and some of the shit you do. No, I don't push back to that level.
You know what? I had a very bad damn day. Okay? I'm so sick of dealing with white teeth mofos. I had a very bad. You know what? Right before I got on and before I talked to her, here comes another maggot. You know what she said? The hillbilly? You know what she said? Well, you guys should give us more grace because you guys like wring our necks. And yeah, we do. Because you didn't give us grace when you went in the polling booth and you voted for a rapist, you voted for a racist. People know what he is. And they still voted to him. He is a con artist. Come on now. Oh, lower gas prices. You know no president like that going to do that. And then, the first day we're going to lower food prices. Common sense will tell you can't do that.
Well, you have to understand that every voter.
I don't have to understand a goddamn thing. I can stay black and die. Thank you.
You sound like fucking Lean on Me. What is the character that Morgan Freeman played? Anyway, look, as far as being black and die or whatever, I just want to say that every voter is not as savvy as you. So they haven't looked into it the way you're talking about.
Why do you think he had been saying it? I like the uneducated. He called his whole base that. His whole base. That he likes the uneducated. Okay? He does. He likes to be with losers.
He didn't say that. And I see somebody say, yeah, Joe Clark was the guy on Leading Me. No, he never said he liked to be with losers. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He said uneducated. He did say uneducated. He never said losers.
He did say that because he said he likes to brag about all his accomplishments. What accomplishments did he say? He has 6 bankruptcies and every damn thing else. That's a good businessman, huh? He did say that.
Well,
I'm not. Let me tell you something, okay? You sew up his ass. You suck on him so damn much. You should know he said that.
Okay.
I don't get you.
Maybe
we're in a WAR. We're in a WAR that we should never be in. We should never be over there. We're losing billions of dollars every damn day. Okay? We can't feed our poor people. We can't give affordable housing to people. But they're still asking for more money for a WAR that we should not even be in. Tupac was right?
Yeah.
I swear to God, Tupac was right.
But I got folks that suggest, Gangsta Grandma, that Kamala Harris would have got us in this war too.
Oh my God, they want to blame a black woman every damn time, don't they?
But
she's gonna get us into it. Oh, did they not say that she'll get us the high gas prices? What are we doing now? She said everything that woman said that he was going to do, he has done. Turn the military on us, he has done that. Going to WAR, he has done that. Every damn thing she did say, he has done. Go figure, right? But you know what? They don't like the educated. They don't like black women, period. They don't like none of our asses in here. They don't like black people here. They want to make this America great, America white tea. And America never was white tea. The Mexicans were here and the indigenous people was here until the colonizers came and gave us syphilis and shit. Yeah, gave all black men syphilis. Remember that?
I'm aware of what happened with what they did to blacks in the Navy.
Miss me with the BS shit. We don't have white tea privilege. Miss me with the BS shit. There is not no racism when there isn't. There is racism. Miss me with the bullshit that America's been great. When has it been great for black men too? When has it been great for black women? Has it been great for brown people? When has it been great? All the white tea man has been giving us misery, giving us syphilis and shit. Get the hell out of here.
Well, understand first, that ain't something that's been perpetrated by all white men. And Cedric Haney in the comments says always some skin color. Cedric Haney says always some skin color with this woman. So he's suggesting that you just always talking about race.
They voted for a racist. All this shit is because of racism, you numb nuts. Get the white cock out your mouth. Maybe you'll stop drinking the uncooked protein. Maybe you'll get some clarity. Quit drinking no white tea Kool-Aid.
You know I have a special place in my heart of disdain for that get the white cock out of your mouth comment. That's starting to trickle into my damn personal life. We got to get you to stop saying that.
It's the truth.
No, it's not.
I love your
No,
family
it's
member.
not.
Like you said, I need 30 minutes with your ugly ass. And 30 minutes with your ugly ass. I do, Muppet. Because you know why? Because, let me tell you, I checkmate people. I do. I'm not like you, Tim. I'm not like, oh, well, it's not like that. I'm not girly, I'll go straight hood on your ugly ass, and I will call your ugly ass out. That's why they don't like me. The white people do not like me. But guess what, though? Pretty soon, in the next couple of days, I'm going live now. I'm starting to go live.
Really?
And you know what? I want to do prompts. And guess what I want to do? We're going to talk about white tea privilege. We're going to talk about what the white man did to us.
That fucking show gonna get taken down in 5 minutes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Not.
You gonna host this show?
You know what, though? I'm going to do it, though. And they're going to get some black education. And guess what, though? It's going to be a black space, though. And it's not going to be safe. See, unlike you get the white man over here and you give him little treats. It's safe over here. Not in my hood,
I will listen. I support all my regular views. I will certainly tune in, but I look forward to seeing your page saying 404 not found. That page ain't gonna last.
They're not gonna be safe with my shit, though. They're not gonna be safe with my shit, though. Oh, hell no. Motherfucker, you'll get dropped like badass Kool-Aid.
Oh, my God. Is there a such thing as bad Kool-Aid?
Shit, the one that's sour, man. They don't even know how to make Kool-Aid. They don't even know how to make sweet Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
I gotta get you some.
They can't fry the chicken right.
We gotta get you some white. We gotta get you some
mayonnaise.
We gotta get you some white friends. That's what we gotta do.
No.
Yes.
I got me some white tea friends. I got a couple of their asses. A couple. I stay with shit. You got me fucked up. Yeah, you want me to have maggot white friends. That's what you want me to have, and that ain't gonna happen. You won't put me underneath the damn jail.
I think we need to take you to. I think we need to take you to rural Arkansas somewhere. Take you to one of them Confederate bars with motorcycles out front.
You know what, Tim? Let me tell you a story, okay? So my happy ass was going down. I was in Georgia, right? I was going to get my babies. I went to go see my babies, right? What? Okay. And I was going down in Georgia, and I shit you not, okay? I seen a big ass sign saying coloreds only, and whites on one side. I shit you not.
No.
I'm like, dang, yes. I have a witness right here. I shit you not. And you know what? That freaked me out. I was like, ooh, this town gives me the jeebie-heebies. You know what I mean? I said, I'm going to get the fuck out. I shit you not.
No. You seen a colored only sign in 2026.
Yes, down in Georgia. Yep. It was like I don't know if it was a bar. It was like a little shack type of shit. And it said coloreds only, and on the other side it said whites.
Somebody,
I shit you not.
Nelly Nell in the comments said you saw that shit at a museum.
No, I did it. What was it at? Yeah, and it was a church painted with swastika. Yep.
If you had took a picture of a sign like that and the business was on, that video would have went viral in a heartbeat. I mean, you should have took a picture.
My ass was like half. You know what? I was exhausted. I drove from Cali to Atlanta. You know what I mean? Because I don't like flying. Because God didn't give me no damn wings. So I don't like flying. You feel me?
I get that.
And I shit you not. And in Alabama, those motherfuckers are flying the correct what's that one for like the Confederate or whatever that shit is. That one flag, right? All over the damn place. Like I'm not lying.
Even big
up in Alabama.
Yeah, see, even Big Dog in the comments is like, Big Dog is even like, stop lying, gangster. I ain't never seen no colored only Santa in 2026. That's saying a lot.
It is. I went in there. What year did we go? 2024. It was 2024. I went. I shit you not. I'm not lying. And Big Dog, he kissed my black ass. I know what the fuck I saw.
All right, I'm just.
It was a little Hickville town. And you're telling me I'm lying when I seen rednecks flying the Confederate flag going down the highway in Alabama? You nut. I seen it.
Yes or no in the comments? How many people? Yes or no in the comments? How many people believe she saw that sign in 2024?
I have a witness right here that told you.
I don't know.
He does nothing in this fight. He's seen it.
All right. That's amazing in 2020.
I have to lie.
2024. That's saying a lot. Wow.
And even my son said this. This white woman, when I stopped at a gas station, told me not to stop. Get the gas and get the fuck out. That's what she told me. And my son's right here, and he'll tell you. My son flew out of the damn gas station.
You sure?
So shut me up with that bullshit.
You sure you weren't at a laundromat colors only for the different machines?
Yeah, you're so stupid, dude. You're so fucking stupid.
I'm just saying. Maybe you was at a laundromat. Colors only in this machine.
Stop being real. If the racism is still good, happy in Georgia, okay? Happy in Alabama, happy in Tennessee. Get the fuck out of here, man.
All right, and I see in the comments you got a fan. Evil B Babu says, tell Gangsta Grandma she was excellent. I enjoyed the WrestleMania match.
I'm just saying, I don't give ex-maggots the grace. I don't need to give them the grace because we're living in pure hell. I didn't vote for none of this shit. Like I said, I didn't vote for high gas prices. I didn't vote for high grocery prices. I didn't vote that we may be going to a WW3 because we have a fucking psychopathic that's ain't going off on a pulp, for God's sake. Like he's like got dementia. Like he's going crazy on stupid shit. No, I didn't vote for none of this shit.
We do have a unique president.
You believed him. You know what makes me sick about you? You fucking puppet. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something with your uneducated, bipolar looking black ass.
How does a bipolar person look?
Let me tell you this. I believe Trump. I believe Trump. I believe what he was going to do. I believe he was going to do the gas prices. I believe he was going to end the WAR with Ukraine. I believed him. Get the fuck out of here.
You're holding me accountable for believing him?
What the fuck? Do you like the young cook meat up your ass or something? Do you like to be strapped up like that? Do you really, Tim? Do you really believe the white man that bad? Because I know my black ass don't. I don't. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. I don't trust none of their asses like that. Have you ever seen the movie Get Out?
Yes, I've seen it. I think Trump is probably the best salesman as president we've ever had. So he is able to convince people of stuff.
No, he's not. You know what it is? We have some idiots in the United States. Half the population is dum-dums. A bag of dum-dums. That's what it is. A bag of damn dum-dums. You guys will believe anything that the white man will tell you, and you guys will believe it like it's gold. Like you guys will believe a billionaire that don't give two F's about none of us. He don't give a fuck about maggots. He don't give a fuck about us. He don't give a fuck about nobody. But you know one thing he does give a fuck about? His own damn kind. His own damn kind. That's the only thing he gives a fuck about.
I'll leave it at that. Guess I gotta move it on.
I bet you do. You know what, Tim? Go in my DM, Tim. Okay. And tell me who is your relative. I was gonna say thank you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
Gangsta Grandma, everybody. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. All right, looking in the wow, we almost got up to 200. Some of you folks have been tapping the screen, getting the lives up. Thank you. Somebody says you goat, favoring Gangsta Grandma. Real quick in the comments, I love the poorly educated, says Jazzy. Well, he did say that. This lady does not recall the recent past. Doug says that's because you're just a racist, lady. Trump has never told over 50,000 lies. I don't know how many lies Trump has told, but I do put it this way. Whether I am, my personal opinion, Trump lies a lot. He tells a lot of lies. But if you don't think Trump has lied a lot yourself, I'll just soften it up by saying this. Trump says a lot of things that don't come true and come with little to no proof at all. You just have to believe him. He says a lot of things that come with no proof, or just leads to nowhere. You know, he met with Kim Jong-un. We had a great meeting. What was so great about it? He flew Vladimir Putin to Alaska. They had the red carpet laid out, gave him a military flyover, put him in a presidential limo. Great meeting. What was so great about it? The war didn't end or anything. What was so great about it? So either he lies or he just says a lot of things. He's just a hype man. Like, what was so great about the meeting with Putin? That's been almost a year ago. What came out of that? Nothing. So I don't, every meeting, every phone call Trump gets is a great one. That's just what he says, What did he say when he talked to, during his first term, it was a perfect phone call with Zelensky. This is just the way he talks, I guess. So it kind of is what it is. I mean, Iran, he's had conversations with people with, I guess, some of the powers that be in Iran. Every conversation he had was a great conversation. They were begging for a ceasefire, begging for a deal. Nothing has come out of any of that stuff. So either he's not being honest or he's saying a whole lot of stuff that just culminates in nothing. I'm still wondering if we'll ever see any evidence to suggest the boats leaving Venezuela were actually carrying drugs and coming to America. You just have to believe him. He doesn't really provide you with proof or evidence of anything he's saying. So I do believe, yeah. And then, of course, now we're seeing that they're making physicians that dress like Jesus. I mean, he says a lot of things that are just not true. So, look, if you think he's a great president, there's a reason to have that argument. We can debate that back and forth, but you can't debate whether he's honest or dishonest. He does say a lot of things that are not true. But I mean, and culminating with this last thing of him suggesting that photograph made him look like a doctor and he didn't know it was indicating Jesus. That's just made up. I mean, he just really went off the deep end line. You really think doctors' hands glow and shit like that? Their hands emit light? I mean, just crazy stuff. He even posted a picture of the silhouette of the little horn above him in that blasphemous meme. Yeah, go look at it. Him and his demon team even changed it from the original. Yeah, look, I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever that Trump knew that photo portrayed him as Jesus. I just think that, once it started going south and a lot of his supporters were complaining, he had to figure out a way out of it. So the doctor and Red Cross argument came up. So it is what it is. I appreciate the 100 and some odd thousand likes. You guys know what happens about this time. Thank you folks for tuning in. It is indeed your boy, the handsome liberal Tim. 139,000, is that what say? 189,000. He announced that he is Jewish. He hasn't done that. Look at in the comments real quick before we wrap it up. Like Arnold said, America is the land of opportunity, and if you want to get the right opportunity, you have to come in this country right. There's a lot of countries that are lands of opportunity, though. America's not the only country that's the land of opportunity. I mean, when I lived in Australia, I encountered immigrants that were there making a good living. Guys who were involved in personal trainers with their own gyms. I mean, I met folks that came from Fiji, New Zealand, brothers, people who were, people of color. Because I used to also, do security in some of the hip hop clubs in Australia. So I met Fijians, Samoans, a few Somalians, some Somalis were there. People who migrate. Papua New Guineas, PPNGs, they call them. Papua New Guinea. Yeah, some of them folks came over to Australia as an immigrant, and they made a good life. They were living. I mean, some of them were driving nice cars. Pull up to the club in a Lambo. Some of them folks are doing very well over there. So you can go to other countries and do what Dizzy Rascal. He's a hip hop artist that's over in the UK. Came from Nigeria. He lives in the UK. He's wealthy. So yeah, you can leave poor countries and go other places and blow up too. America's not the only place that an immigrant can go and find a really decent, really good living. There are plenty other places you can do that. So anyhow, thank you folks for tuning in. As always, we will be here tomorrow. If you're watching us on Instagram, TikTok, or Substack, follow the program. If you happen to be watching us on YouTube, give your guy a sub. You have to open a business. You cannot be a worker. That's not true. That's not true. Look, if you're coming from, Niger, or you're coming from Sierra Leone, somewhere where you're dirt poor, and you go to Australia, you go to UK or somewhere, and you're working on a construction site as an employee, that's a significant increase than what you were doing when you were in Sierra Leone or somewhere. You don't have to open up a business. Now, if you want to be wealthy, yeah, it probably behooves you to open up a business. Same thing in America. You're only going to climb so high up in America as a worker. You have to open up a business unless you become, let's say, a physician or something like that. But for the most part, even in America, you got to open up a business if you want to be upper middle class. Most of them folks don't work for anybody else. They usually have some sort of business or some sort of investments. But you can absolutely do that in a host of other countries throughout Western Europe, and certainly in the South Pacific where I was. It's your boy Tim, the Handsome Liberal. You guys take care. I will see you folks tomorrow. Have a good night.